I like the D8.
Oh, if you want to change your names to your names, it's the cog up in the chat panel at the top. You can change your display name to your name.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Success.
Okay. Sorry, Al, were you saying that you did get your character info?
Yep, I got it from the Discord. I do not remember what multi-class dabbler barbarian.
It was your taunt. So within the
Okay.
barbarian spellbook, it would say what that does.
Oh yeah, I have to look those are available online, aren't they?
I'm coming through twice for everyone, right?
No.
Okay, I hear me. I hear me from someone.
I only hear you once.
I only
hold
hear
on.
you once.
Hold on, I'm gonna test something. Bop. Bop. I'm seeing whatever, just seeing who's lighting up. Okay, well I hear myself, that's fine, I'll just deal with it.
I think there's like in mic settings you can like have it where it like plays yourself as well, so you can hear yourself. Low key.
It sounds distant though.
Yeah.
Okay. Within the media settings within Chrome, or you think somewhere else?
Normally it's just like a mic setting in general, like whatever software you use for your mic.
Okay. Because it doesn't normally happen in other things. Well, that's fine. If it's not bugging anyone else, uh-oh, my software stopped working.
Well.
It was fine before I messed with it. Am I still sounding normal?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a couple minutes before I have to run to the oven real quick, but I'll just cover some of the recap stuff. This is Dungeon World. Following up on a previous in-person session. The group is Mary, short for Marilyn, our bard, Alan the thief, and Ganryu the mauler, the fighter. The group began on the island of Killebrew. They worked with the town of Jubilation, a town made of previous slaves. Oh, there's my alarm. Stop. I see. Okay, I'll just keep talking while I go do this.
Are we on a boat?
You would be on a boat. So you did a heist. You hung out with the goblin. You put on a show.
We cool.
You prepped for the heist. You got out. And then when you got back to town, you realized that the city of Horrible's Folly at the foot of the volcano was probably upset with you. With
they don't know that
well,
it's us.
upset with the city, the town of Jubilation.
Yeah, they probably assume it's
They already had some bad blood there. So your return with the equipment was given back to the town and probably delayed an attack which you think was pending anyways. But you're thinking that it's going to look real bad there, and your decision was to leave. So you asked if you could get a boat. Because Mary did put on a performance, she thought it would be good to check in with the college, as that is what you do. So you were all going to sail for the Bard College and see where that takes you. Familiar enough?
Works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ganryu didn't get to slay his turtle.
No. Ganryu did get some sweet plate armor, though, from what he stole from the armorer.
Yeah. Ripping off an armor, it turns out we get armor.
I think I sent you a thing that said you have 2 armor, when in fact you have 3 now because of that. If you have plate armor, you have 3 armor.
Oh, well, then I have 3 armor now. Nice.
Yes. And I think Alan has a green hat.
Yeah, I got him a hat from the hat store.
Is it green or purple?
Mm-hmm.
It's both.
It's whatever you want.
Oh, that's right. I had forgotten that I chose huge and versatile as my signature weapon enhancement.
Yep, so you have giant, forceful, messy punches.
So yeah,
that
people
send things
explode
flying.
when I punch them from across the room.
Yep, I believe I remember your fight with the goblins consisting of you punching a goblin that was charging you and sending him reeling back into another goblin.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
It's basically a
Did he
Final
get
Fantasy
By a
Tactics mod.
frog.
I mean, ignore the part where you got somewhat half-eaten.
Look, that frog was just trying to, establish a bond of trust.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah,
Bond of
Man.
trust.
I'm gonna establish a bond of trust with these pizza rolls.
exactly. First goes what's up.
hmm yes. So,
Alright, I got all my dice. We're good. All my
got your
pieces.
dice.
Do you
Everyone
got
needs
dice jail ready?
Yeah.
everyone
dice
needs
jail's ready.
2d6 for most of your rolls. That's pretty much that's your d20 in this game is 2d6, and then you
We'll
also
grab some.
need your damage die.
Which is a 6. I have lots of 6s.
It's a 6 for Mary, and it's an 8 for Alan, and it's a 10 for Ganryu.
I need to open up page 136.
Did you get a manual for Dungeon World?
I did.
That's right.
Yay!
So I can remember what all my skills do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting mine ready. See my sweet tabs for reference.
Oh, I don't remember my advanced moves.
Well, your advanced moves are taken when you're like really high level.
Yeah, we don't.
What? It says
Level
you
5.
gain when you gain a level from 2 to 5.
Oh.
Choose one of these moves.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of the 6 to 10 ones.
Didn't-
You took connections.
Yeah, you got connections.
Oh, that was a fucking skill. I was wondering why you didn't say anything after that. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Which honestly, too, we'll kind of play around with it if somebody wants to change their advanced move or anything like that. That's something I'm open to, but we'll see how it all plays out.
I
don't want
remember the
people to
premise
be-
of this character.
Yeah. Sweet connections. Alright.
I'm secretly writing a ballad about him. Shh, don't tell.
Is my
Yeah.
webcam lagging? For you guys?
It's pretty low frame rate, yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't
That's-
fix it. So
It's okay. We'll just keep going.
Let's just roll 20 for you.
Okay, so you were heading for the island, which houses Bard College. Obviously, this is where Mary trained as a bard under her mentor William. A rare elf in the world. Most of them kind of keep to themselves. Speaking of the world, we also talked about the people inheriting it. There were many, many humans, and all of the group is human. Dwarves also exist, but live in seclusion. They just probably haven't been seen in general in years and years.
They're hipster brewers, aren't they?
Yep, they're like the traditional arcane style elves, except for the dwarves. And then halflings, we decided just probably weren't a thing. They probably died out a long time ago or something like that.
Yep. Eating for nuggets.
hmm
Halflings are 80% nugget by volume.
Now, Bard College is a place we know that Mary has been. Have Alan or Ganryu been there, do we think?
Nope.
So the college itself is just one part of the island that it's housed on. Adjacent to Bard College is a town, Voston. This is a pretty densely populated city with a very large gap in the wealth of the people that live there. This is where a lot of business is made, working with the college, but it's also a place where a lot of poor people live. Your boat, which probably consists of a normal crew of people and then a few people from Jubilation, as the town's mood was that they probably need to move some people out of town and start getting out of there. They weren't feeling too safe. So people who are looking for work as housekeepers and servants and things like that are on this boat looking to get some work there. There's a few people from the town, not a whole bunch. You're mostly just passengers on the boat, unless there's anything specific that you'd like to do. It's a pretty uneventful thing that doesn't really require anything from you as passengers. You can just take the ride there.
Sounds accurate.
So, at the
Henry never
docks.
really got his sea legs and is not approved of being on boats for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
More comfortable next to volcanoes.
Yeah. At least volcanoes stay in one place until they're exploding.
then they go lots of places.
Yeah, but then at least you can see why it's moving, and that's cool with Ganryu. You can't get a good beat on the ocean. And that bothers him.
All right, so the city of Voston, when you arrive at the docks, the area is pretty nice around there, and there's in fact one specifically main street that runs straight from the docks to the college, and along that street is mostly nice buildings. The residences that exist there are nice residences, people who probably have servants and things like that. Lots of businesses. Let's see, I bet there's a bard move having to do with visiting a location after you've
Yes.
been gone for some time.
Yes, there is. It's called A Port in the Storm. When you
Mhm.
return to a civilized settlement you visited before, tell the GM when you were last here. Then tell them how it's changed since then. So, I think the last time I was here was probably about a year ago. It was probably when I had just graduated, so I've done like some shows and stuff since then, right? But it was all planned. Like I knew where I was going and stuff like that. And so now that I'm back, there's probably new students here that I don't know.
Kill
What?
I don't know. Sounds like the wind.
I don't know about that.
It seemed like good advice though. So
Well,
the wind
me
knows-
kill
has
them.
its shit together.
Right, a year's passed, so no people.
Mm-hmm. Then they'll tell you how it's changed.
Oh, I will tell you how it's changed
Yeah.
since last time.
Wait, where did my face go?
Right there.
No, I was just sitting here talking, and then Alan's face just jumped up and covered mine.
Sounds like an Allen move.
Yep. Classic Alan.
He did it again!
I think he's messing with his stuff because he was very still for a while.
Oh, he's trying to fix his shit. Okay, fine. You know what? I'll leave him there, and I'll move me. There we go. Beautiful.
Okay. So I'll tell you how it's changed.
Yes, that's what it says. They'll tell you how it's changed.
So as far as the city itself, for Voston, the main street that runs from the docks to the college, in addition to its businesses and things like that, as you get closer to the college, it tends to have street performers, people who aren't in the college but are trying to take advantage of the fact that people who are visiting tourists may be interested in performance and stuff like that, and they're
Mhm.
trying to make a few bucks. That was already a thing, but it's more prominent now. More people like that. Within the college itself, we can get to depending on what the party is going to do. So, will everyone be going straight to the college? Are people going to branch off and do their own thing now that you've arrived? What's the plan for the group?
Stay with me, guys. Some of the people here are pretty hoity-toity, and it would be better if we checked in first so everyone knows that you're with me.
Seems like a good plan.
Okay.
The antisocial ones aren't gonna disagree.
Hey,
Antisocial.
Alan is social.
I'm very
Well,
social.
that's right.
He knows all kinds of people.
We're both even social.
I mean, the people he knows might be considered less reputable.
What?
but he
What
knows
do you
them.
mean? Less reputable.
I mean, within some circles.
I mean, you're a little bit roguish, Alan, but it's okay. We still like you.
I know. Okay. So you can make your way straight down the street. There's a decent crowd, so you move through some people. Some of the performers are actually really successful. You see like good-sized crowds gathering around them. But the street itself is sort of like a mash of music and crowd noises. It kind of blurs together. As you approach an act, it gets louder. But like you can still hear so many things around you. The college itself, in contrast to the city, has these very decorative walls. I kind of put up this picture as how I see it, like pillars, arches, really nice. And then you can see actually the wall of the college is fully enclosed. It goes down, stretching really, really far down. Entering, there's just one main area some large gates that are always open that Mary knows. And within that, like a really nice courtyard. Not a lot of traffic in here. People know that if they're on their way in, they have to know a way to get in. So this isn't really like a touristy area. Within that courtyard, there's another big gate, probably for deliveries and things like that, always closed, and then just a nice entrance. So as you pass through that into the lobby, it's a huge lobby, long distance from one end to the other. The people within have sort of library presence, quiet voices, but every footstep of your group echoes really loudly throughout the halls. And then at the end, there are two entrances past. One with a gentleman looking fairly stressed out, sitting at a desk, working with paperwork, a line of people in front of him. The other with a fairly cheerful guy just standing there, leaning against the door. Occasionally, you see like up ahead, a person walks by and they just like flash him a smile, and he smiles back, and they go right in.
Do I know him?
You do know him. You know that the entrance for this place has one for the regulars and students and things like that.
And then one for me?
No, I was going to say, and one for visitors, guests, applicants. It's harder to get in. Like, you have to be cleared to get in. So the one guy definitely knows you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that for your friends to come in, they're going to have to check in and make sure that you sign off on them being with you.
I can do that with this guy, though. I'm gonna go say hi. What's his name?
Jack.
Jack. I'm gonna give him a hug and, oh, Jack, and do the mwah, mwah, the little bisou on each cheek, right?
Okay.
I am visiting, and these are my companions. I need them close by. Can we check them in quickly?
I'd be happy to help, miss. And he, waves over to the other desk with the other guy. And from behind that desk comes another gentleman, very, I guess, if library-ish was the way that we would describe the mood, he would fit right in. He comes up with his little scroll, and he gives you like, a glance and looks at your friends, and he's like, "Be right back," and walks to the back, comes out with a scroll with some lines, and he asks them for their names.
I am Alan.
Alan, okay, he just writes it down, doesn't look up from the paper. And you?
Ganryu Banmat.
Genryu. And then from there, he reaches into a satchel that he's got, and he pulls out a stamp. The stamp is, Mary knows her. It's basically her information. He's like stamps right on the page next to their names. He's like, "Very good, you're responsible for them," and then he walks off. So you guys are clear.
Hooray!
System.
So we can do
Okay.
whatever we want now.
Yeah, you can go right on in now. So like behind this guy, behind Jack, you've got like a big old lazy security-looking guy just sitting, distracted between what he's trying to eat, what he's trying to read, and who he's trying to talk to, and he doesn't pay any attention to you as you walk in. Within the walls, then, the enclosed campus itself, made up of buildings, kind of making up the outer area, along with some actual walls. These are classrooms, dormitories, a nice grassy campus area, large building in the middle. Mary knows if you're going to be speaking to the administration, you're on your way to the very, very back.
Yep. I have to go tell them about my unauthorized concert. It'll be okay, though.
So in the very back, it's clearly an older part of the campus. The trees are taller. The buildings are like much brickier instead of as decorative as the rest. Out front, there's like a statue that doesn't really fit in with the decor of the rest of the campus. It's like a contemplative dwarf thinking, very stereotypical sitting thinking man kind of pose.
It's the thinker with a dwarf, basically.
With a dwarf, exactly. Yep. So yeah, like this dates back to dwarves socializing with other races. This is a pretty old institution. And then within the building is the secretary, Philippa. People at a glance might think Philippa is a pretty simple secretary. Somebody who knows her better and talks with her a little bit might think she actually runs the whole place. She's very knowledgeable. And she knows you by name when you walk in. Mary, welcome, come in.
Hello, Phil. I forgot Phil. Yeah, I call her Phil.
Yeah, sure.
I heard
That
you
works.
say simple, and I assumed you were calling her stupid. I thought we were like I am Samming the shit. She's a simple secretary, but
Right
she
on.
runs the place.
I just had to come because I had an extra concert that I had. I don't think it's going to interfere with anyone else's plans, but I thought I should report it and then see if there's anywhere else I should be spreading our music and our arts.
Of course. Where have you been?
I was in Haribel's Folly. Is that where I
Harble's
was?
Folly?
Haribel's Folly. Yeah.
And her eyebrow perks up. She's like, "Oh, this does make sense." Well, it's no worry, but I should let you know that there will be no more concerts in Harble's Folly. We've been informed. That's all fine though. I'd be happy to share with you some bulletins that we have. You can choose and decide what you would like to engage in. I will say, as a note, the gentleman who stopped to inform us, he did ask about seeing you. He's in the hotel. She tells you a location that you're aware of. And I think he'll be around for the night. He just mentioned if you could stop by, he would appreciate it. Very nice man.
Did you catch his name by any chance?
Yes, Landon.
Guys, do we know a Landon?
I don't think so.
Not ringing any bells here.
And with that, she goes back behind from her work on the desk this whole time that she's been doing. She comes out with basically little notes, and hands them over to you. And these are comprised of like things that are worth doing that she is pretty good judge of character would consider good matches for you.
Mm-hmm.
She also rustles behind the pack a little bit and says, "Thinking of taking on a mentor this year?" Mentee. She says mentee.
Mentee? No. I'm still working on my project. I haven't completed it yet.
Okay, there were some quite willing for your type of venturing, so let us know if you change your mind. Anything else?
I don't think so at the moment. We'll just probably find somewhere to stay, and I'll let you know what I think about these.
Okay. All right, what's the group up to now? Are you going to look through stuff? You heading out?
Oh, wait. Phil,
Mhm.
why no more concerts in Harbaugh's Folly? I thought it went quite well.
Oh, the gentleman said a misunderstanding or something of the sort. He said he had no control over it. He was just the messenger.
Okay.
All right, and what do you do?
So, do we want to head and find this guy right away, or do we want to pursue individuals?
I don't have anything I want to do here, so.
You don't have any contacts you check in with?
No, I don't think so. We avoid the Bard College.
What? Well, yeah, I think within the college you wouldn't have anybody. Maybe in the city you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can leave here. What is gonna further our cause?
What is our? Oh, that cause. Well.
Well, that'd be up Alan's territory to figure that out.
Yeah, we haven't thought much about that. We're taking a vacation.
Oh yeah,
After
'cause
what
you two are
transpired.
actually stanch abolitionists, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We
I don't
believe.
think Mary cares too much.
What? Yes,
But
I do.
She likes to pretend.
Oh, you're saying she's like a day tripper to the cause?
Yeah.
She's there 8 to 5, but she doesn't live the lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I could have.
You could have.
Yeah, I realized that I got lucky.
Lucky find.
No, yeah,
Lucky find.
I don't. Yeah, I doubt Ganryu would have any contacts at a Bard college outside of people that ask. I don't know. I guess librarians might write down shit about his hands.
That's true. The Bard College is not only a place of fine art; it's also the main academic place. Like, if there's knowledge, this is your, like, whatever that Game of Thrones library place is. This is where the books are.
Mm-hmm.
The Maester's Citadel?
Yes, this is that as well. So there's actually a nice, I'd say, contrast between the people at the college, between musicians and scholars, and some overlap, but some of them very much on their ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, if I'm gonna know anybody, it's gonna be the people at the port
Mhm.
where most of the smuggling goes through.
Yeah, and I'll keep gauntlets on to cover up the hands.
Yep.
Do you think we should talk to this Landon guy? I feel like it could be a trap. I mean, I think I know why they actually don't want any concerts there.
I mean, if they're going to accuse us of stealing, we might as well know that they're going to start saying that.
So,
And they'd have sent more than one guy, I'd hope.
okay, so should we go see him? You think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think
fine.
it's a good idea to at least know why they want to talk to us.
Okay.
If we're going to be chased by the city, I'd rather know that I'm running away from something.
You
Okay.
want to talk to him or should I?
You
Alan.
can. He probably wants to talk to you, so.
Okay.
So you have your bulletins in hand, and you make your way for the hotel.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna, like, come with me? Are you gonna hide?
I'll tag along. I'm fairly positive that my story was involved accompanying you. Didn't
Yeah.
it? I was
Yeah, we
accompanying the
can
two of you?
Your exit from the city consisted of Alan Langlow and Marion Ganryu exiting the night the heist happened with a wagon.
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't go then. Maybe I won't go. We just happen to be in the same
We
city at
didn't.
the same
We
time.
we left the night of,
Yeah, you
Mhm.
guys left
Oh,
the
yeah.
night
Yeah,
of.
you got out right away.
and Alan left later.
Yeah,
I
he
left
stayed
the
the night.
next morning.
Okay.
By the way, I was gonna like try and make like physical notes on the screen that I could do for the bulletins. I didn't figure any of that out, so just let me know when you want to actually read through those, and we'll just talk about them.
Read through what?
The bulletins that she got, basically work that can be done.
I have
Oh,
quests
Well,
that we could accept.
Our leave
I want to
quest.
know those before we talk to Landon.
Oh,
Right away.
okay.
Yeah, I want to read them because if I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna go to the library and start figuring out
Right on.
what those places are.
Okay. So we'll say there are 3 bulletins that she included for you to read through. One is a request for help in general. It is for an upcoming concert tour for a bard named Mats. Mary 100% knows Mats. Mats is probably one of the most famous bards there ever was, famous for love songs. In a duet, he would have these duets. His partner was Morgan, Mats and Morgan, and they had like love songs. Everyone's crazy about them. This just has his name on it, but he's requesting stagehands and crew for a concert tour. And it says that it's for a great cause, and it gives information to inquire how to find him. There's kind of a generic looking one, like, you know, when people put up bulletins, sometimes they put up the bulletins that are just like literally a bunch of tabs of phone numbers because they're just like, please everyone please talk to us. This is for performance in the city of Harland. This is, you know, not too far away. Mary's probably aware that this is a city that really frequently asks for bards. Like, this guy who lets them put on shows, he's always bringing in bards. Like, every week he's got a show. So this is like the sort of work that anyone could take, but it's included. I assume you're all reading through these together.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine that I'm like reading them out loud. To
Alan
them.
would know specifically the city of Harland is really well known for having kind of like Horrible's Folly, a pretty high slave ownership situation going on.
Mm.
There's a lot of that going on there. And then there's a request for, I'm not sure what the term would be. Maybe we would say general barding, the recording of history. It says, impossible everlasting man reported in, we'll just call it York. I don't know a city for it. York.
Ew. Here it is.
Great songwriters requested. Go and see the wonder.
None of those sounded interesting, except for the slavery place.
Well, we don't know what the good cause is. That could be freeing slaves for all we know.
This is true.
All right.
I'll let you guys take the wheel here. Just tagging along.
Conry is just waiting to punch someone.
Yeah,
Andrew's just
no,
waiting
I'm
for
just-
something Mary
When
can't
do I
handle.
get to punch someone?
I'm just waiting until the fighting starts.
So you
When I
said
tag along.
the one with the famous guy. There's information about where.
Yeah, there's an address where to inquire to speak to him. He's a pretty big deal, so there's like probably, like he's probably already got people working for him that would greet you and things like that. But you know where to
Is
find
it
him
in
within
town?
town.
Oh, okay.
So, are we gonna talk to famous guy or Landon first?
We'll talk to Landon first. We'll go to famous guy afterwards, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do from
Okay,
there.
you hide in the shadows just in case we're in trouble, Alan.
Yeah, I'll place explosives. Not actually placing explosives.
All right, Sigs.
I mean, I like this plan. I like the placing explosives.
Yeah, but then I have
Can
to
you
go
make
get the materials.
explosives?
Actually, yeah, that is a
I
good
think
question.
so, sure. Why not?
I'm an alchemist.
You are?
Well,
Yeah, something like that.
you're
What
poison
level of
poisoner.
I'm a poisoner.
Alchemy.
I can poison the doors with explosives.
He gave a guard a sleeping potion in his water cantina when you guys were robbing that store.
Yeah.
I wasn't robbing anything. I was singing my heart out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I was robbing some places.
Wonderful. Yeah, we were robbing the shit out of a place.
So Alan's gonna keep it chill while
We
Mary and
drugged a
Ganry
cop.
go to meet this
Yeah,
guy.
knock, knock,
So-
knock, knock.
This isn't an inn, right?
Yeah, it's an inn. Mhm.
All right, I'm eating dinner then.
You're going in the inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
The-
after though.
So they walk into the inn. The barkeep looks you in the eyes. You inquire by name, and he tells you how many doors down on the right it is. Beyond that, knock, knock, knock. One moment. The door slides open. A man stands there, blonde hair, casually dressed. Pleasant smile.
Wow.
He says, "Yes, hello."
I just was gonna ask about this job posting
A job posting?
at the Bard College. Oh shit!
You know,
Just kidding.
checking in.
Mari's already drunk. She just wants supper too. She's jealous. No. They said you wanted to talk to me,
Mary,
Mari. But okay,
all right,
yeah.
please come in. He welcomes you into the room. Welcomes Ganryu in as well, and extends a hand to meet you. I assume handshaking's probably the thing in this realm, right? That's probably normal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, unless
We
you're
just leave it
close.
normal.
Could
All
fist
right.
So
bump
yeah,
dead.
extend, shake hands with gauntlet.
Ganryu
still
sticks
on.
out his big old gauntlet.
Yep.
All right.
Gauntlet stays on.
So it's a fairly nice room. He welcomes you in. There's a little seating, like a nook, with a few chairs around it, and he says, "Please sit down. Can I offer you anything?"
No, we're good. Just
Okay. I'll introduce myself. My name is Landon, and I do represent the town of Horrible's Folly. You are probably aware, if you went, that I had some business here. Or two matters of business, really. So, of course, the council, we won't hide any facts. They're concerned about a large amount of weapons and armor that were taken. Of course, you were in the town. They think that this is more than a coincidence, and they've requested no more performances. So I've had to deliver that news, and I hope you won't take any offense.
And
Yes, the second thing. Quite interesting. Really, the reason I'm staying, if I can be quite honest with you, my nephew happened to see the concert. He's taken with you, I will say. He's a boy of the age where he's beginning to be interested in these sorts of things. He asked if I was going to visit and if I would see Mari. Maybe I could collect an autograph or something nice for him.
You've got an admirer. That's in character.
That's in character.
Head off hand. Would that be acceptable?
I mean, it's a bit upsetting, right? You're accusing me of being involved in something and then asking me for an autograph?
Well, I expect that is offensive in that way. I think of it more of, I think the positive is that those poor guards will not be distracted by such things when business is afoot. But I'm sure it seems very direct to you. This is the nature of my job, and it cannot be helped.
Hmm.
Also in
Well,
character.
I'll do one better. What was it your nephew, son?
Nephew,
Nephew, what's his name?
Johnny.
Johnny. You know what? I'll write a song for him. And the next time that he can see me, I'll make sure to sing it.
Oh, of course. Well, I don't know whether to expect he'll be happy or disappointed with that answer, but it's how it goes. I'm still glad to have stayed and met you. I suppose I'll let him know that he won't be getting anything on this trip, but, you know. I'm sure he'll hope to see you in the future. Do you know where you might be going after this?
Oh, we haven't decided yet. My manager is looking over the job postings.
Probably best to keep it secret anyways. We wouldn't want him running away and coming after you. And he laughs.
That's why I have a bodyguard. Wait,
Woo! Andrew.
that guy.
Bodyguard.
Well, since my purpose of delivering the message to the college has been served, and I've had the pleasure of meeting you, I have nothing else unless there's anything I can do for you.
I think we're good. Bye.
Later.
Farewell. So, out in the inn, Alan is having a meal.
Yeah. Chicken cordon bleu. Delicious.
I'm gonna take some.
What?
Wow. I take some too. I'm getting it.
It's family style, right?
I am upset.
Yeah, I want to
Visibly
be
upset.
very obvious about it too. I just want to reach over and pick up like a full chicken breast.
Wow.
So this is a fairly nice inn. We'll say for Alan, who arrived and got himself a meal and waited for some time. No voices were ever loud enough that he heard anything from the main room. Most of the clientele in the inn, fairly well-to-do or pleasant people, privileged visitors, things like that. The bartender, not the friendliest guy, but, you know, he's busy. One gentleman stands out because he's particularly tall and grumpy, but other than that, he doesn't really bother you. He just kind of watches over everyone.
Is he like a guard?
He doesn't seem to be guarding anything. He seems to just be
Human or
loitering.
just a big dude?
Human, just a very tall guy. He's probably like 6'6" or something like that. It's like white people going to Japan. He just cannot blend in, no matter how much he'd want.
Okay. Makes sense. Any identifying markings, tattoos, anything like that, or just real tall?
What
He's
time
just
is it?
real tall, real covered up. Like he just wears like a sweet long leather coat, and he's just got like leather on everywhere. Like he's all about that.
Okay, okay. I mean, we all wanted to live that lifestyle at one point in our lives.
Leather
Go,
daddy.
Go arm wrestle him, Ganryu. I have
Why?
faith.
Go
Why
smooth
not?
hands, Ganryu.
Just stop eating my food. Whatever gets you to stop eating my food is what I'm going for.
Fair point. Fair point. Continue eating the chicken breast, though.
Ugh, my food. Alright. Do we need to order food for everybody now?
No, we can. I mean, are we gonna stay here, or did you think about those jobs, Alan?
Well, I
do we
need.
have
What time
do
of
we
day
have
is
any
it?
concerns about the meeting we just had? I say no, because
Yeah.
they aren't actually like accusing us of anything, and they didn't express any desire that we're actually in real trouble, just that they are capable of basic association between things.
Yeah, I check around. No one is like. We should probably actually leave this place if
Did
no
you
one's
inform me?
identified Alan yet.
Well, I think they would have been more aggressive about calling us out there if they were actually interested in causing consequences for us outside of town.
Yeah, I didn't know what he wanted with like I was afraid of some like voodoo scrying or something if I gave them something with my name on it.
Oh.
So I gave them a diplomatic answer. I don't know if that thing is real. Is that sort of thing real? Is there
You
magic?
would know more than either of us.
I'm gonna use my bardic lore.
I mean, so what I'll say about magic in general is that real wizardy magic, as people know it, probably exists and probably is only known by dwarves. Bard magic is the most real magic there is in the world of humans, and it consists of the things that Mari can do. Basically those. Maybe a few other niche things. There's always the possibility that new things are discovered.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna see. Do I like know? Because I know like a bunch of legends and shit. Like, has this been something that someone has been like? Yeah. Do I know anything spooky? Bardic lore. Do I just roll the 2d6?
I don't have your sheet. Can you read it?
When you first encounter an important creature, location, or item, your call, covered by Bardic lore, you can ask the GM one question about it. I guess that's not exactly what I thought it
you
was.
could just do a spout lore move.
Is that?
It's a roll plus int on a 10 plus. The GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation.
Oh,
7
plus.
through 9, they only need to tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful.
Oh, so it's plus my intelligence?
You're real dumb though, so that's a problem.
Dumb as a post.
How do you know I'm dumb?
Because I'm dumb. And we are very similar.
We're both dumb,
Wait,
that's right.
What is your guys' int?
8.
Plus
Lower than
0.
ours.
Oh,
Is-
but
oh,
I'm
oh,
dumber.
Literally, you're the smartest guy in the party.
Yeah, remember
100%.
you made yourself smart because we weren't smart.
Yeah, I actually have your character sheet. You had written a 9 for intelligence and a 13 for wisdom, and then scratched them out and reversed them.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 5.
Not wise.
Do I know anything about scrying using items?
Wait, did you roll 2d6?
Yeah, you roll 2d6, right?
You only got a 5?
Well, I got a 6 and then I
happens.
minus 1.
Oh.
Then he does not have to tell you anything.
I mean, hang on to whatever concerns you have with it. It sounds like it could be a real thing, but
Mhm.
no recorded stories that you can think of. Nothing specific.
I just have a bad feeling about this. Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Afternoon.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so we got plenty of time to do whatever we want. We don't
Yeah.
have to call it. Okay, so I didn't get dinner. I got lunch.
We need
Yep.
to remember
Lunch.
we could have done a parlay action on that guy when he wanted the autograph.
Ah,
Oh.
leverage.
Because you had leverage on him because he wanted your autograph, so you could have tried to parlay that into like a deeper dive on the what the fuck are you doing banning us from your town thing.
Yes, it'd be a good idea to have the basic moves in front of us
Yeah, that's
to
what I
catch
think.
these things, because I miss the basic moves a lot too.
What page is that in the
That
book?
is page. Oh, it's like page 4.
page 4.
Like right
yeah,
up front.
the Dungeon World's play sheets PDF.
No, I'm using the actual book.
They both bought physical copies of the book.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
it? It was like $12 for the PDF plus book combo.
Something like that. It might have been like 20 for this. The other thing I was looking at was 12.
Oh, okay.
I just shot you a link to the PDF, Murph, just so you have it.
They
yeah,
both
and
got their.
I've got the moves printed out, so I'm
Look
good
at
on
them
that
in their
front.
fancy
Yeah,
books.
I don't have the moves. If I had
I will
the
send
moves,
them
that
to
would
you.
be nice.
I'll send them to you in Discord quick, Brandon.
Okay.
Basic moves is probably in the index somewhere. I didn't bother to mark it because I already had it printed.
Yeah, I found them, but they take way too many pages to tell me what they do. So,
Basic
I'm
moves.
hot.
There's basic and special moves.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, so the day is young. You've kind of explored some of your Bard College leads. There's maybe more you could follow up on. Whoever Alan would know. What do you want to do?
I think we just go talk to famous dude.
Oh,
Oh.
famous dude.
Mary can go talk to famous dude. See where we're going.
Yeah, what's Alan gonna do?
I mean, I'm gonna go too.
Oh, okay.
But Mary's the one that's gonna initiate, say, a conversation, because she's the one that accepts jobs.
I'm gonna pass on this one, and I'm actually gonna wander off and try to find a sculptor that makes little figurines and buy some.
Okay.
Ganryu,
Okay.
before you go
Yep.
out on your own, I am responsible for you. So
You're outside the
please-
college now.
Oh, I'm not responsible. I'm outside the college.
Nah, anyone can walk around through that shitty town.
Okay.
Well, I was probably gonna go to the college to find a sculptor, so.
Do not punch anybody Or get
not
into
going to
fights.
Pick a fight.
or drink too much or sully my name. I'm pretty cool here.
Cross my heart.
I want these people to like me.
God damn it, Ganryu,
I
you're
need these
embarrassing.
people to like me. That's how I make money, so I can buy hats and other pretty things.
I'm
Especially
trying to buy
hats.
pretty things. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Alright, so Ganryu is off on a Ganryu mission.
Wanna go
Ganryu
shopping?
and Bard are gonna stick together for the meeting with Mats, the Bard. World famous.
Yeah, Matt's. I just want to know where we're going and what he wants us to do and what the cause is.
Okay.
Okay.
That is what I want.
Are you gonna do Ganryu first? I have to pee.
Go for it.
Oh, I literally meant just going and finding like
I
tourist
literally meant.
kitsch sculptures.
Yeah.
Like those pressable pennies you can buy.
No. I want to hear the story as to how this happens and what you end up buying.
You know, I believe that on the way back to the Bard College, it's very likely that among the street performers and the shops set up and everything, there are probably things that are basically, here are knickknacks, please buy them, tourists, please do
Oh
it.
yeah, but I want the really high quality knickknacks.
Okay, so yeah, you
Spend
pass these guys
actual
up then.
full gold coins on these knickknacks. Not
Oh,
just like
man.
Do
practicing
you wave your
silver.
money as you walk past them? Like, look what I'm not spending on you.
No, I'm not rude to them.
Now that Ganryu is alone walking the streets, I'm gonna say that there's a fair number of like, you know, the sort of downtrodden folks coming up just straight up asking for money, be like, anything to spare, sir, like really sad people. They didn't really come up to you as a group, but when you're alone, they really would like you to give them some money.
I mean, nope, Ganryu doesn't fly that way. They want to make
Ganryu
money.
walks on.
They can go out and earn it by killing giant monsters.
Turtle monsters?
I mean, if they can, more power to them. It's the whole point.
They wouldn't be poor if they could do that.
I mean, if they
Because
did that, they
you're
would.
not poor, and you can't do that.
What?
Okay.
I can kill
Yeah.
So in Ganryu's trip back into the college, he once again crosses directly past Jack, the smiling man, and the guard is once again distracted having a conversation and pays you no mind as you walk through into the campus. Mostly you're seeing students walking around, small groups, couples, cheery moods, no one really carrying anything with them. But, you know, between classrooms and dormitories, where do you think you would go?
I'd probably look for specifically the arts section of the college, the actual physical arts,
Mhm.
and check to see if there are sculpture is sculpture like workshops or classrooms or something.
Okay.
Preferably metal metal figurines. So I guess like forges.
the focus of the college being a little bit specific. There's definitely a room, just like full of fully built, partially built, and barely held together instruments, things like that. There's another building where just things in general are repaired, no matter what they are. Not so much instruments, but this is the person who has extra tomes and quills and things like that. The instrument place looks probably more promising for that sort of thing.
Okay, any like pottery section?
Um,
Because that's where I think that would probably.
that's kind of what you're thinking.
Well, I think that might just be different enough to not quite fit with the instruments, but still fit in the Barty thing. But if it's instruments only, I guess I could buy like a tiny harmonica.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so that'll be something. It's a shop as well as a repair place, and they've got like, you know, small functional instruments as well as like little replicas of actual instruments. You know, somebody has actually set out like a bunch of metal crafted like replicas of a harp and a lute and things like that. Like, they look heavy, like they fit nicely on a desk, but they actually look like really detailed, like they could be an instrument if only the strings on them were not made of metal instead of, you know,
Any tiny string instruments? Besides the harp?
functional.
No, decorative.
Yes, like
I'm
there's,
thinking like a tiny violin.
yeah, tiny. There's like a tiny like fiddle, right?
All right,
Yes.
I'll buy a tiny metal fiddle.
Okay.
What are you laughing at, man? I told you what I was.
I'm not
going
there.
to-
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at anything. I'm not there. I'm over here.
They tout this as like official Bard college merchandise. They're gonna get their own booth out front at some point, but you know, this guy is just letting students buy it for now, and you're here, so you can definitely buy one. He offers it at a price of 1 gold coin.
Is that a lot of money?
I'm gonna just attempt to haggle a little bit.
Wait, how much money do we have again? We
Oh,
made
I'm
like a
sitting
lot
at,
of
like,
money.
22.
No,
coins,
didn't
I
we?
think.
Didn't we make like 400 or 500?
No, we have volcano money that's only good in Volcano Town.
Is that really what happened? Fuck.
That was for the basilisk guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
that's
still
what it
have
was.
one basilisk.
We
guy
still have
left.
one. Oh, we should probably try and sell that.
I'm talking about like.
The Jubilation Hall.
Yeah. The Jubilation Hall. I thought we like made a bunch of money off of that. Maybe I'm
They
wrong.
would have given you a bit of money. Like, they were kind of worried about their own safety. I'd say they probably gave you.
I thought
50
they
gold-
paid for
50
our
gold
boat.
coins each?
50?
50 each. Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah.
we're rich.
Yeah, we'll say
I'm
50
sitting at
each.
72. Well,
Yeah.
remember that doing the carouse action requires at least 100 coins.
Yeah, let's see if I ruined your economy.
Well, I don't think so because none of us on our own could carouse. We could only carouse.
Oh yeah, a suit of plate armor costs 350 coins. This is fine.
Hell yeah, my armor is the most valuable thing.
Oh
in this
yeah,
game.
that's right. That's what it was. We were like, how much did we make all together, including his ridiculous set of armor?
That sounds right.
Ridiculous. I literally just walked in and took it.
Anything else,
I was
Ganry,
there.
before we flash back to the rest of the party?
No, yeah, just I guess haggle.
Oh yeah, yes, that's is that an action? Is that a move?
I'm checking to see it. It wouldn't be parlay. None of those. Would it be the equivalent of like defy danger, basically? Well, no, because it says like.
Ooh, I
when
know.
you- It's problem solving, essentially. That's what defy danger appears to be.
I know what I want it to be. Here, let me check something. What is your charisma modifier?
My charisma modifier is -1.
Okay. Oh,
But
it's a
I
charisma
can
check.
identify fakes. I am smart enough. I'm intelligent. I have +1 int.
Okay.
So don't want him selling me no crappy merchandise.
You're just bad at getting a good deal from what? I hope he
Alright.
gets haggled the opposite direction. He ends up paying more.
I don't know if that's possible, but we'll see here. Roll a charisma. Yeah, we'll call it a defy danger, but just a charisma in general.
That would be 6.
1 gold coin, sir.
Ah, fair enough.
Alright.
I'll pay.
Look, buddy, I just run the shop. I sell them for the kid. He makes them. I can't be making prices for him.
Okay.
That's fair. I understand. I'll pay.
All right. Back to Mari and Alan then. So they've received the address of Matt's and they arrive. They're greeted. They're able to be seated, and then he eventually comes down the stairs to see them. He's got like some long, very shoulder length barred hair, right? Like kind of wavy. He's been around the scene for a while. He's a little salt and pepper. He's not traditionally handsome. He's a little odd looking in a way that some people find handsome.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay. That's just who it is.
Or
Why is
Adrian
he-
Brody.
I thought he was blonde. Adrian Brody.
Owen Wilson.
Oh,
Owen
Owen.
Wilson.
That's who I was thinking
But I want
of
him,
in
he's
my
a little
head.
older, like though, right? He's like I said, a little like salt and pepper, black and gray hair. Like,
It's like, wow, Mari, it's great to see you. Wow.
wow.
So wait,
Uh,
where are we exactly? Are we in another
you're
inn?
in no residence.
Ooh, we're at a house.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
we're
nice
at his
place.
house. Okay.
Nice.
And he approaches without saying too much. He just kind of nods to you, and then he waits until he takes a seat across from you. And he says, "Are you here about the notice?"
Absolutely.
Oh, I should be upfront with you right away. This is not a lucrative tour. This is
Look, we just want to know where you're going and what your cause is. Me and
straight to
Alan,
the point.
we have a cause too, and if our causes are the same, perhaps we can work together.
I hope that they are. I'll be making a variation on my usual material. My cause is that of freedom. I'll be traveling to cities with slaves and trying to inspire the people, give them hope, let them know that there's a better way, and if they all band together, someday they will have justice.
Someday, how about the day we go there?
Not a violent man. I'm not a revolutionary. I need them to hear this material, and I want to inspire bravery. I think for a man to be free, he needs to take it back himself.
So, what is our part in the job?
My friends, people close to me, they worry. They think that I will get in trouble. They think that people will not like me and my message, and they might hurt me. It's necessary. So I'm requesting specifically from the Bard College, hoping to get somebody who knows the craft and what it is that I need when I go on stage. But to be honest, I'm also looking for someone who will not be intimidated by the slavers.
Well, what do you think, Alan?
What does he mean by intimidated by the slavers? Like, what are we doing? Like, I cannot be intimidated? That doesn't tell me what I actually have to do.
A picture was painted for me by someone that I love who fears that this will be my last tour. That a horrible mob will run over my stage and kill me where I stand.
So you want security?
Look,
Yes.
I just got banned from an island. In fact, I just got all bards banned from an island for helping out,
Hey. Shh.
nothing. We ain't scared of nothing. You know what, Ellen? I'm just.
Oh, did you say that much in character?
Yeah, in character.
You got that far with it?
Yeah.
A band. Ah, I heard about Killabrew Island. A shame this was the first destination for me on my tour. I have to go somewhere else now, I fear.
They got the message.
So, where are you headed?
He lays out a list of, like, rattles off city names. These are all known to Alan to be cities that make sense for this. They're slaves there. You know, one is Harland that was mentioned with the other guy. That's just because that is a slaving place too. So there's some overlap there. But yeah, just a series of towns that make sense.
So, can we pick the town if we accept said job?
I hope you'd be with me the whole way.
Oh, we're doing all of them.
But you're
Oh.
financing all the travel, right?
Of course.
Oh, that's.
This is why it's not a lucrative position.
I guess we don't really need to consult Ganry. He said he was just gonna go with the flow. So.
I mean, I want it made clear that I do need payment. I would expect to be paid.
Yeah, we get that. Okay.
I'll be your muscle for whatever you need as long as you pay.
All right. So what is our what's
what
the
would be our payment, though?
yeah,
Because
how are you gonna pay us?
while we're committed to the cause, the real muscle wants to get paid.
So 3 of you?
Uh-huh.
Correct.
I don't need much for myself. I have the travel expenses, as you mentioned, and I don't care for wealth. I expect half of the proceeds would be available for payment from each show.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good at assuming people go to the shows, right? Assuming we don't get.
I mean, this guy's
This
super
is my
famous.
concern.
Oh, well, but people don't know your message until the show starts, right?
If I can be blunt, my colleague told me that I would make money on our first show and die in my second show, so we will see.
Hmm.
If you need time, this is fine. I will be here for a few days before we leave. No rush.
Do you know the path in which we're going to these cities?
Yes.
So he can give me the path.
Mhm.
Okay. So I want to know the path so I can do research and then over the next
Yeah.
few days.
You got that.
Okay, yeah. We'll come back in the next few days and let you know. Let you know what we decide.
Thank you, friends. We will change the world. And he just like starts walking off to go back upstairs.
Okay.
You guys are
Well,
weirdo.
I guess we'll leave. Can we stay at Bard College? Like
Yes.
for the night? We don't have to go find an inn somewhere.
You can.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back to Bard College.
Okay.
Specifically go back to the
Let's see.
library and start figuring out each of these cities that we're going to and what order we're going to them in.
Did we tell Ganrino to meet us there, or?
Yeah, he'll be okay.
Okay.
I assume we had a plan of where to meet, like for dinner or something at the Bard College.
Well, I mean, I'm already at the Bard College, so you guys are really just going to where I am.
Mm-hmm. That sounds reasonable.
I mean,
Okay.
you two can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to the library to read some books,
Cause you're so smart.
yeah, because I've got that int of a 9, so I don't know this stuff myself. I gotta read it.
Yeah, I assume we connect up at some point.
Cool.
For like dinner.
So there's planning to be done. There's a few days before leaving. Any specific other activities that you think you'll be doing?
I want to figure out the first place we're going to, and I want to figure out if it's what was it, Harland? Is that what we called it?
Mhm.
Because Harland has the other job posting, so I don't remember what that one did, but if we could just kill two birds with one stone and do two jobs at once, I don't know how that works with the Bard College. If you can have two jobs at once.
You could. The other job is not anything special. It's like a cheap gig. Like a student could get this job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we don't care about that one.
No.
Do we think the city large enough to have an arena? If we're gonna be here for a few days.
Voston, no. But Harlan probably when you get
Oh
there.
no, I mean the city we're in now with the Bard College.
It would be large enough technically for that,
But
but it's absent from the population. It's
Okay.
there's not enough folks with the money flowing to make that sort of thing worth it. It'd be all standing room. All the poor folk.
Oh, what? Stop it, Susan.
Susan,
My dice.
Susan.
I like looking at my hair. You see the colors?
No. I don't see any colors.
Really? Oh, that's sad.
Does Murph see the colors in the webcam?
A little bit. I know what I'm looking for.
Is that Susan Papaya?
That is Susan Papaya.
You don't see this? It's like purple.
Wild and pure and
My mom
forever
just
free.
Dyed her hair purple too.
Oh man, Trashir is cool as his mom. What? She
Oh, what up, other cat?
bad
Fine.
news, Brandon. I don't think she thinks your mom's cool.
It's fine.
She's not wrong.
It's kind of rude.
Assuming you guys share like the outcome of that meeting with me.
Yeah.
As Gary, I don't have any objections to that kind of a trip, as long as he's willing to pay for the cost of services rendered.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna take the job. I'm just trying to start setting up a security plan.
Always have a plan.
Always have a plan. that is the current plan, is to develop a plan.
Alan the Boy Scout.
Hmm.
Be prepared.
I mean, I think
Okay.
we may also need to act as hype men, because our pay is directly related to commissions at this point.
Yeah, that's Mari's job. She's the hype
Okay.
person.
What?
What? You gotta do performance to hype up his show.
Like an opener?
No, I was thinking more of like going around and doing performances at ends.
Tonight
Or something
only.
like that.
The
Before we get
Blues Brothers.
That's what I thought
And
about
it's
hype.
ladies' night.
Blues Brothers Rhythm and Blues Review.
Okay, so Alan gets his books. He lays out his, scene of all the areas involved in this tour, and he starts with town number 1, which it will start in Harland. What you find is that the show is the same venue that was offered in the other job. It's a private show.
It's a private show.
Yeah, like instead of it being like open to the public where there's tickets and all that, it's actually just there's a man there who runs a business. He has people come in and it's for his workforce, which is frankly slaves.
Oh, okay, so it's for his. Well, interesting. Okay, so it's for slaves. That was gonna be my next
Yes,
question.
like 100% of the people other than the owner are going to be slaves. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're it's a shipyard.
Wait, where are the slaves?
Harlan.
They work at the shipyard.
Oh.
And Harlan
Big
is
operation.
a port city on the main continent. Where's Harland?
Yeah, it's a port city on the main continent. If there's a nice boat in a port anywhere, it's got Harland Shipyard on it somewhere. Like this is the premier shipyard.
Okay.
Okay.
Hard to like you have all these facts about the town itself, but
Mhm.
only the shipyard's really relevant for the show.
But I can use my connections to figure out what's going on in the area, probably, right?
Yeah.
Seek connections.
Now we would use that here in town before you leave.
I'm thinking.
I mean, why
Mm.
not check your connections in town before we leave?
Well, the way connections is written in the book doesn't really help us in this town. Because I have to need something. I
mean,
don't technically
maybe
need
you can
something right
information.
now.
like knickknacks, like I did.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Phew!
Is
Yeah,
there
I think
anything?
it was information.
Is there anything about Harlan that we need to know? Like what type of slaving city is it? Like, so how close is it to that other place we were at? Whatever.
Bell's Folly.
It's pretty close as far as the mainland goes to being close to that island, geographically.
Oh, I meant how
As far
similar is its atmosphere for the
a
slaves?
it's more laid back, definitely. Like Harble's Folly is kind of the cruelest place to live as a slave that you are aware of.
Because so Harbel's Folly had that.
It's all just mining and like
Yeah,
smelting.
but every 100 years they had the thing that like released slaves or something like that, right?
Right. There was it was like every 45 years, I think is what it was.
I thought it was
The
every
event was
50
called
years.
the event was called Jubilation.
The Jubilee.
And
Yeah.
The
yeah, the
Jubilee.
Jubilee. And it was within divine texts, which we've established that gods don't really make their presence known in this world. Maybe they used to, but that was something that was enforced in texts, and it's like considered bad luck to go against the divine texts among most superstitious or religious humans.
So does this custom extend to Harland?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
assumed it was sort of worldwide.
It's kind of like like humans in general. I mean, some places will be more religious or than others, but in general, it's like a thing.
Okay, and so in Harbel's Folly, it was most of the slaves were like almost like indentured servants, like they became a slave to like get by or something like that, right?
Right, and that's kind of how it is in most places. Harble's was kind of an exception where there was not a lot of oversight for slaves' rights, where people would just kind of luck out like into bad situations. They might not even have like a debt or anything like that. It was kind of shady.
Mm.
Yeah.
Other places
because
are better.
The turnover on slaves was so high just from the shitty work,
Hmm.
being like mining. Yeah. The fact
Yep.
is, the slave in Harbel's Folly lives like 3 years long. Once
Hmm.
the
Mm.
sun
It's a bad
dies.
place to be a
Yeah.
slave.
And it's better in Harland
Yes.
because it's a shipping area. Okay.
Not so many toxic fumes involved in shipping as to like smelting and mining.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anything for like the night then? You just do your reading, your eating, you go to sleep, all good.
I practice my arts.
Oh, I
Mhm.
suppose I will go and try to find a pair of less like conspicuous gloves. So instead of metal gauntlets, like just leather gloves or something.
Okay.
We gotta be
Um,
fashionable though. You gotta take Mari with you.
All right.
What? I'm busy.
No, this is before you practice.
Is it?
Yeah. Listen,
Mm-mm.
I got a hat. Now he needs help with his gloves.
What?
I was just going to buy dirt cheap leather gloves.
Mm-mm.
No, unacceptable.
Just throwing that out there.
Busy.
Okay. Ganryu, do you go by yourself?
Yeah. I
Alright.
originally planned to. Unless someone interjects, I do go by myself, yeah.
There he
No.
goes.
I'm engrossed in my book.
All right. You look around and there's a fairly obvious leather worker. You see hides tanning out front and things like that. It's a small selection, gentlemen. You approach. You know, you're waiting. You're looking around a little bit. You were in the inn earlier, so you see that really tall guy again.
Uh-huh.
He's actually just finishing up. He gets a really big parcel from the guy, and he walks away. And he kind of like gives you a glance too as he walks, but then just goes right back to his business.
Okay. Twice is okay. Third time I'm gonna start tailing that motherfucker. So yeah, okay. just yeah, check his selection and buy a cheap, well, no, not cheap, a average priced set of elbow length leather gloves.
Ooh, some serious gloves.
Well, the arms are fucked up all the way to the elbow.
Oh yeah, you get all the way in there, don't you?
Yep, you stick your entire arms down into the volcano ash, all the way to the elbow.
I need a picture of what Gonryu looks like.
Let's see.
He has a French last name, a Japanese first name. Bon Mott.
Leather armor is 10 coins. A club is a coin, a staff is a coin, a dagger is a coin. Yeah, gloves are probably like, I don't know, consider it WoW currency, like 50 silver, half a gold.
Yep.
Yeah. Half a
makes
gold is
sense.
probably the easiest way to track it. Gold is really
I'd pay
the only
for that.
currency that probably matters.
70.5 coins.
Yeah.
Go from 71 to 70.5.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, these are fine. These are new, unworn.
Just, yeah, good enough that they won't instantly disintegrate if I punch somebody, but not like good enough that they could handle me being in like 6 fights in a row without tearing.
Do you think that that's a thing that leather gloves can do for you? I imagine leather gloves just being screwed. Like you're punching air so hard it sends a man behind you, like in front of you, flying.
Fair point. Well, I was thinking like for just regular punches. If I
Oh,
started
oh,
going
yeah.
out the fantastic stuff, yeah, then they
Yeah.
probably go screwy. But just in a regular punching you in the jaws type.
Right
way.
on. Yeah, you can find that.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, yeah.
All right, Ganryu's got his gloves. He's
Glove.
ready to
Got a tiny
not
metal
be
violin.
conspicuous. Yep. He's gonna have like a sweet scrapbook Winces all over.
Yeah, he is. That's. I realized my character is basically Goku, and that he has no ideology whatsoever, and really just wants to fight strong guys.
We're gonna go find strong guys for you to fight.
Hell yes, we are.
I feel like it's
Alright.
more gonna be like just a security job of like setting up a good security strategy than actually fighting.
We'll see.
Look, man, sometimes somebody tries to jump your cordon and you have to tackle them. You ever bounced?
Get down, Mr. President.
That's good. Okay, right on. So Mari practices, Alan plans, and Ganryu
Purchases.
purchases.
Yeah, I engage in capitalism.
Ganryu the consumer.
I joined an order of monks for really no spiritual reason whatsoever.
You just wanted cool hands.
Because they taught me how to fight.
Sinister
better.
hands. All right. Well, the night passes. Another day comes about. You have comfortable quarters with the Bard College. You have time in town for anything else you would need, but otherwise we would just.
Let's get going,
to it.
right? Let's get going. Let's go. Let's go free those slaves.
Whatever you say, boss.
Okay. Fast forward then. I don't expect anything interesting with telling him you accept the job. Time passes. He gets ready. You get on the boat. You go to Harland. You arrive there. He has lots of stuff with him. You have to help him carry it. You arrive late at night. He has performance the next day. So you arrive then in the town of Harland. It's very much commercial, like an industrial town compared to Foston, which sort of puts on an air of being like a touristy fun place as long as you don't go to the shittier parts there. This place is very much just people work here. People live here.
Where are the slaves? Let's free them. I mean, where is our concert?
It is within the workplace for them. It's at the shipyard.
Okay. So is there like a stage or...
Yes, there's a stage. He brings in people all the time, is what we had mentioned. So you arrive late enough that people aren't really working at this hour. It's starting to get dark. So you and your crew, and Matt's included, come along to the shipyard, and you're met by a gentleman. He just goes by Mr. Wolf. He's very professional.
Alan,
Mr. Wolf.
Alan,
Hmm.
do you think Mr. Wolf's a werewolf?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, did you say my name?
Hello! I am Mari, and I represent Mats from the Bard College. I understand we'll be performing with you soon.
Very pleased with this. Yes, very happy. Thank you so much. A good performance always gets these men working harder.
Sure does.
Well, I know they've got many favorites of yours, of Mats's. Mats is with you, yeah. They've got many favorites of yours. They'll be very much looking forward to seeing you. Let me know if there's anything at all that I can do to make you more comfortable.
Mm.
And he like directs you. This is the stage. Here's where they will be. It will be in the daytime. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's probably preferred, to be honest.
It's when they're working, you know, a little pick me up in the afternoon. It's when they start to slow down.
Hmm.
Wait.
Hmm?
So they have to work? They can't just enjoy our arts?
Oh, they get time. Yes, they have a whole hour. It's very, very generous conditions. I think you'll agree.
I want to do like anime eyebrow twitch. I tried it, it wasn't working.
The inn expects you, and we will see you tomorrow then.
Hmm.
Sounds good.
Oh, I suppose on the trips there,
Yes.
on the trip to the town, I guess I'll look at the itinerary, make a note of the places I know that we're going to that have arenas, and I'd like to try and convince you two to participate in a non-lethal match in the gladiator arena with me.
What?
It's what
No!
I did before you joined up with me. I
I'm
was
down.
literally a gladiator.
This is how we can practice strategies, right? I'm okay with this.
Mari has no words.
I don't know if I should be fighting. I mean, is that good for my image?
I mean, if you win.
I like how it's non-lethal.
Well, I mean, as non-lethal as it can be. So blunted swords and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Still risks, but not, straight up trying to murder people.
We'll see. The second location on the tour is set up for that. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling that day.
Anything in town for you this evening before the big show tomorrow?
Let's case the joint, boys.
Yeah. Seems like a good plan.
What are we doing?
Any monsters around here? We haven't fought a monster in a while. I'm getting...
So Matt takes a quick look and he says, "Oh, they don't know what's going to happen.
God, he's
I don't worry about this place. They'll embrace me, I think. But
So this is
thank
just
you
like
for
an
your concern."
amphitheater, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty, like, it's a permanent structure set up. It's within the shipyard, but like I said, this guy brings in acts constantly. So like, this is one of his like business things that he does.
Office perks.
Yeah.
I'm imagining basically like the amphitheater in Sexar.
Okay. Yeah, that works. I think that's good.
I don't know what that is.
It's a
The
spin-off
Art
of
Festival
Pixar.
Amphitheater.
Okay.
Spin at the Arts Festival.
Oh.
But
Oh.
Cool.
okay.
So yeah, Matt's totally unconcerned. He's like, no, this one will be fine.
Well, it's
He
following
heads off to sleep.
Yeah, I'm getting paid to make sure he lives, or I don't get paid. So
The
that's
Braun
not gonna
approach.
that's not gonna fly for me.
Alan, wait,
Hmm.
Alan,
Hello.
I can touch your contacts.
I could.
Connections.
It's not any. Oh, I guess. Well,
Want information or something like that?
I mean, I guess could also have extra security from the criminal underbelly.
Ooh, I like
Mhm.
that idea.
Here's
That's a
the-
fun
That's-
one.
That is my current thought, is to have extra contact or extra people working. They're not necessarily working. They're not like, how do I say it?
employed. They're just aware of the situation.
Yeah, like they're ready to step in if they need to, but they aren't going to, like, people don't recognize them as part of the security team.
Okay, so you're gonna try your connections then. That'll be roll plus charisma modifier.
Mhm.
So you're essentially hiring a biker gang to attend a concert.
Yeah, basically.
That worked out really poorly at Woodstock.
Should I add charisma instead?
But how does it work out for funerals?
10.
Those bikers are cool.
I
Yep.
got a 10.
A 10, sweet. Someone has it just for you. So you find a contact. You in general know like at least a name or a location in all these towns.
Right.
This is one where you approach the establishment that you're aware of. You do the right signal, which is really casual. Like most people just would wave that off as a normal like wave, but the guy who sees it's like, oh, this is one of our guys, and so you have your conversation. I feel like you would probably be able to even converse in public, like since you have like a sweet network. I kind of imagine it as like the thief equivalent of druidic, right? Like
Thieves can't.
or Cockney. Thieves can't, exactly, yeah. So like you can have a conversation in front of a whole crowd and nobody would actually understand what you're talking about. They would think it was just mundane stuff. Like you'd be like, so yeah, how's the fishing? And they'd be like, well, there's a shark around lately, but I think it hasn't been seen in a few days. But it actually means something totally different. So like, yeah, you just get to like chat with this dude out in the open. All these little like hand signals and secret codes and things like that. He's like, yeah. I think there'll be some extra boats in the dock tomorrow. We can make sure that they're checked in quickly and are aware of all the protocols. And that's basically, yeah, there'll be some people in the area. They'll look out for you. Thanks for coming, brother.
Ah, fantastic. Good to hear.
You have a brother?
Was she here?
I don't know. I guess she followed me.
He's taking notes for my ballad.
That'll be an interesting ballad when you start talking about my brother. Just properly wrote all of his physical features down too.
Well, yeah, now I'm double checking with you.
Oh. Yeah, he's my brother.
You don't look alike.
What scan are you up to?
Knick-knack hunting. This is the knick-knack hunting night.
2 night or
No, we're in a different city now.
yeah, I guess it took us a while to get here, so it's not.
It's
2
not
nights in a
really
row.
2 nights in a row. He's just.
It's 2 times in 20 minutes, but not 2 nights in a row.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, like I'm at every city we go to, I'm getting knickknacks.
Nice. Well, I assume the most representative thing of the shipyard would be something ship-related. Little model
Tiny
ship or
boat,
something
yeah.
like that.
In a
about-
bottle?
Oh yeah, ship in a bottle.
Ooh, hard one to
That's
transport.
expensive,
Yeah.
but it's
That's
Extra
cool.
ships. I knew it.
Want me to do a
Um,
supply action on that one?
supply action.
I forgot that those were a thing.
Supply
Otherwise,
action.
I probably would have had to do it before. It is when you want to buy something with money on hand. If it's something readily available in the settlement you're in, you can buy it at market price. If it's something
Ah.
special beyond what's usually here or non-mundane, which I would probably call a ship in a bottle, non-mundane.
Well, Depends on the scenario. I would say a ship in a bottle at most towns would be non-mundane. In this town would probably be common.
Okay, well then I'll just pay market price for a ship in a bottle.
Like it strikes me as so far from the things you're like looking at, whether you've been seeking them out or not. Like if these are the things you're getting, these are like totally the things of that town. So finding something that represents the town is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, basically what you'd get in a gas station for a town.
Yep, it's a
Yes.
keychain with a Mount Rushmore on it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I'm
South
collecting for
Dakota.
magnets.
That doesn't exist over here. I wonder why.
Yeah, I've seen them all the time. I don't know.
What are you doing, Susan? Get out of the plastic bag.
Good job, Susan Papaya.
Good job, Susan.
Papayas are gonna papaya.
Look at her. Look at how cute she is.
Good job, Susan.
Yeah, and you can actually see her. It's weird.
Yeah,
Unlike Lucky.
That's because you
lazy
can
ass invisible dog.
pick her up and put her right in front of the camera.
I'm
mean,
not
you could do
picking
that
her
with
up.
Lucky.
I mean, I can
You
pick them up,
wouldn't
you just
notice.
won't like it. Yeah.
I'm not picking up Susan at all. That's Susan choosing to do that.
Of course.
Lucky,
Oh,
Of course.
Lucky.
Clap, clap, clap.
He's
How
having a
much
really
am I
hard
paying
time
for the
getting
ship in
up.
the bottle, by the way? Preferably something like no longer than 6 inches.
I think that's a goal. That's a like intricately built thing.
That is 69.5.
You keeping track of this, right?
I am.
All right.
I'm the dog. Hello? I'm the dog. Dog, dog, dog. I'm the
He's
dog.
pretty visible right
Dog,
now.
dog, dog.
Look at him go.
Hello?
He looks not happy.
He's a good boy. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good boy.
He doesn't like groundhogging.
He's like, this is my life
He's
now.
a good boy.
Okay, but
He
yeah,
misses
then
being horizontal.
I go out
There
get
you
my
go.
knick-knack shopping on, and
While you're out, the sun is going down, things are getting dark, everything is lit by torch or candle or whatever's out. You see a few silhouettes walk by. You normally would not think anything of it, but one of the silhouettes is quite tall.
alright, I'm gonna discern realities.
Oh, we're not even here, Alan.
They're not even there.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
I'm discerning reality because I saw. some
I don't know what's
suspicious
going on
silhouettes.
because I'm not there, Al.
Oh, you're right. Fair enough.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Oh, nice.
Alright.
That is a 10, even counting my -1 wisdom. So yeah.
So you
10.
have 3 questions from the list. Tell me how you're like investigating this situation, and also what your questions are.
I guess some of it'll be stuff that will just be a combination of just being very perceptive. Then otherwise, well, most of this is all just like looking at the situation and making the correct evaluation. Like what here is not what it appears to be. I would ask that question with the intent of determining is that the same tall guy? Can I tell just by his shadow type thing? Or what is about to happen?
What it appears is that that guy matches the same posture. From what you can tell, like I said, it's dark, it's silhouettes, but you remember how that guy held himself?
Yep.
Shoulders, his neck, it matches. It looks like it's the guy, and he's not alone.
Okay. Then what here is useful or valuable to me? Don't say my ship in a
useful-
bottle.
Your friends.
Damn it! The magic of
Um,
friendship is always the answer.
I guess what I can give you, there's not so much for useful things in the area, but maybe useful information that they are coming from the docks.
Oh, okay, that's useful.
Um,
And then what should I be on the lookout for?
for that, I think you'd have to pursue them somewhat. Follow along.
Okay, I'll trail them for a little bit. Keep a good distance. Like I'm erring a lot more on the side of safety than keeping up with them.
Okay. You notice at a certain point that all three of them split up and go in different directions.
All right.
The magic of friendship could solve this.
Yeah, the magic of friendship could. I'll try to follow the tall guy.
Tall guy it
Since,
is.
defy danger.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends entirely on how interested you are in like really getting exactly which building he goes into versus what part of town he's going to.
Well, a lot closer to what part of town and maybe like the city block.
I think that one's a free one for you then, because you can play that pretty safe. You see that he goes to a populated part of town, one that would have commercial things, shops,
Job
inns,
creators.
things like that. And then with the distance you're following, he definitely ducks into a building at some point.
Okay. Okay. So that's worth reporting back to the team. So yeah,
Woo, team.
I'll head back to the so I guess I suppose our accommodations, and then assuming you guys are done, I'll start filling you in on. Pretty sure I saw a guy that I think was tailing us in the city, in the near the Bard College again here.
Think he was tailing us in the city,
I saw him twice, which could have just been coincidence.
but now
But-
it's here.
Yeah,
It's
now he's
not
here,
the
which
dude
means
that we talked to about.
No,
the
it's a different
Big
guy.
tall guy that was watching you guys steal my food.
Bit
Yeah,
taller than
he did see
Gonry.
that happen. Yeah, very like tall, lean guy.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, he went to a
Suspicious.
commercial section of the city and ducked into a building somewhere in I guess a fairly nondescript block. There was nothing on the block that really stood out, right? It was just another
No.
commercial block.
So do we go find him now, or are we just creeped out and we're watching out for him tomorrow? He was tailing you or tailing us? You were out shopping.
Yeah, I'm not positive he was actually tailing me personally. I think he was following. Like if I had to guess who he's following us as a group, and I just ran into him because I was out. I don't think he saw me.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is enough to act on now, but I think it's worth, keeping an eye
Well,
out for
I'm-
him.
I'm concerned, but okay. Let's lock all our doors. Let's go to our room. Lock all our doors. Lock the windows. Set booby traps so if anyone tries to break in, kidnap me.
All right, so letting it go tonight and retiring to the safety of your room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the night goes fine.
Woo!
Anything that needs to happen in the morning before the show?
Let's go see if we can find him.
All right. You guys want to swing? You guys
I
want me to take you to the section of the city that I saw the guy. I lost the guy in basically.
am less concerned with this than these two. I'm going to make sure that everything is prepared for the show at noon or whatever.
All right.
Okay.
We'll start with Mari and Ganria then.
Alan, don't die, okay?
Don't die. Okay, good advice.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel better.
So yeah, I'll do my best to take Mari back to the city block and I guess the side of the street that we were on when I lost him.
Okay. No one visible in the street that matches the description. You're aware of like the buildings, places you could go into, but just from walking down the street, you wouldn't see him.
Discern realities for the I assume we're getting here at like 8 a.m. type thing.
Pretty early. Yeah, I think so.
And we have to be at the concert at noon, and I want to get back with at least an hour to spare so that we can get filled in on whatever crazy booby traps.
Gonryu, tell me what this guy looks like.
6'6", fairly lean, fairly distinctive gait. Describe it. Other than that, I haven't gotten a really good look at him. He's worn fairly concealing clothing. I think he was racist.
You think he's racist?
I think he's racist, so
Okay.
make sure that goes in there.
Okay, I'm gonna ask around and see if there's I'm gonna use my charming and open, where if I ask them a question, they had to answer me, and then they gotta get to ask me a question.
Okay, who are you doing this to?
I don't know, just someone that is
Someone random.
Yeah. I keep asking them the same question if they've seen someone that looks like this. Way Conrio said.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that within Charming and Open. As far as the move goes, I see a list of questions. I think this is just generally.
I got a
talking
better
to
idea.
people.
I'm gonna go to the guy at the port who's in charge of admitting people,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask to talk to the person that admitted people the same day as us,
Okay.
and I'm
There we
saying
go.
that I'm gonna ask this in question.
How can I get you to give me privileged information?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And does Trisha get +1 forward since she's acting on information I got as a result of my Discern Realities roll? Or do you think that's only from me?
Oh yeah, there's a +1 forward on that.
I don't. For charming and open, you don't need a roll. It just says
No,
when
it's
you,
not even a roll. It's true.
they must answer the question truthfully. Then they can ask me a question, which I have to answer truthfully.
So that asking who came through or anything like that would not be covered in Charming and Open.
No, I'm asking.
But how can I get you to tell me?
I don't know. I guess.
Because it's whom do you serve? What do you wish I would do? What are you really feeling right now? What do you most desire?
Yeah.
And how can I get you to blank?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how can I get you to tell me
About
who
someone
you
who
would
has
better?
recently passed through this port.
Okay, and then they must answer it truthfully, and then they may ask you a question. Well, I believe I would share that information if you were able to convince me that it was a matter of safety for the population. I can't really provide that unless there's a serious risk involved. And then he will ask you the question, why do you want, or wait, it has to be along the same group?
Same ones, yeah.
And the way that I read this move too is to actually, as long as it fits the general fit of that question, then I think it's fine. So like, and I'm gonna go ahead and call this. I think this one's a fair version of it. Whom do you serve? I think he's gonna ask you, what's so important about you that you should have this information?
I'm a bard.
Bard.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I respect that. Is there some, and this is outside of Charming and Open now, is there something wrong? Are you in danger?
I think I saw him tailing me when I was at the Bard College, and my bodyguard thinks he saw the same guy last night outside our inn.
Okay.
There we go. You got a stalker.
I think I have a stalker.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look here, and he like goes and he takes like a little book out of his pocket, and he starts flipping through. Actually, like flips it right to a bookmark and then flips it back a page. Just kind of glances through. So yes, okay. Yes, another arrival from Voston, the island of the Bard College. 2 boats in the day.
Ours?
Uh-huh. And
Another one.
the one after that.
See, following me, I have a stalker.
There's no more information. That's about all we take down. The boat itself was just passengers, no cargo.
Okay.
Same information I had for yours. But
Alright.
yes, it was from Voston.
Thank you very much. Boom, 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 boom. I have to go tell Gario and Alan that we're being followed. Confirmed by the ship master dude.
Shipmaster Dude. His
Mhm.
name's Dude.
Nice. It's a name and okay, I like it.
Alan is preparing for the venue. He shows up. There's people just working. No one's around the stage. You're able to kind of see just the number of people working there. It's quite a lot. Like, this is a big operation. So the stands that you thought looked too big last night seem like they'd be realistic to fill tonight or today. You observe, I would say too, like, you see that there are like supervisors, directors, people who are not like doing the labor manually, but just watching over everyone, making sure that things are efficient. The environment doesn't seem too hostile though. Like, they seem like they're fairly well treated.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's a reasonable pitfall.
Don't really have any ideas of what we can do.
Okay.
I think that we got an amphitheater, which is a moderately defensible location. We just stand off to the side and watch this one go down.
Mm-hmm. And then Ganryu jumps in and starts knocking people out if things go wrong.
And what am
All
I
right.
doing?
Mari can find you guys, tell you what all's going on. Did Ganryu come with for any of this?
Yeah, he was with me, wasn't he?
At
Yeah,
the
I assumed I was
docks?
tagging
Okay.
along with.
That sounds right. Cool. All right, what's the plan then? You've established that you're being followed, and the show starts in 2-3 hours.
I mean, we say established that we're being followed. We still not established. He could just be here.
You established that your boat had a similar boat arrive later with a person from the same town.
We have strong circumstantial evidence. Oh, I suppose there's gonna be like actual guards here. I'll just tip them off and say, hey, we think that there's a stalker following Mari. If you see a dude that's 6'6", just keep an eye on them.
And most of them answer something along the lines of, we see a guy like that, I figure he'll stand out.
Yep, probably, but
And we
better
can
safe
tell
than
the criminal underbelly that this is important too. The criminal underbelly's looking for them too.
Everybody cares so much about me.
well, you are literally paying me to guard you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yes, the criminal underbelly is now aware that giraffes are migrating locally.
Giraffes are migrating.
That's
locally,
secret
okay.
talk.
Yeah, Steve's talk.
Yeah.
It's really close to actual, like, just British Cockney as far as that's what I'm feeling.
Everyone around us is like, what the fuck are they smoking?
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Alyssa's
wait.
just talking like, bollocks up, wankers.
Everything's Flintstone down here. Yep. All right.
Look at this cat. Look at how stupid it is.
Can't really tell which parts of the cat. Oh, there we go.
I like-
He just gives no fucks.
Oh. Susan doesn't. Susan's a great cat.
All right. Any other proactive things then, or are we moving on to the show?
I'm moving
think
on to the
showed up.
show.
Okay. In what capacity are you gonna get involved then, Mari? Because there's some talk about different things you could do. His goal is really just to make sure that you make sure he has what he needs on the stage when he needs it during the show.
That's
Your
what I'm
guys'
doing
thought
then.
was all this hype stuff. That was different.
That's what I'm doing
Just that?
then.
All right.
I'm not bothering to hype.
All right.
I'm looking for the tall guy.
Lost her
I mean,
spirit.
true. The audience for this is pretty much a fixed number. What else are they gonna do?
Yeah, we're not gonna get more people here. They're singing for the poor slaves that have to work. They don't they didn't even choose to listen to this music. They might hate this guy.
It's true.
I have high suspicion they won't.
Okay, we can move right into it then. Matt sets up on stage and introduces himself, and the people are pretty excited about seeing him. They, cheer and clap and whistle and all that stuff. He has a little opening monologue where he talks about how Morgan won't be joining him on this tour, but he hopes that it will be enjoyable for everyone anyways. And he launches into like his songs, which are all new. If Mari's familiar with his songs, she doesn't know anything that he's singing. These are like straight up folk songs. This is like Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan. These are songs about the struggles of the everyday man, and specifically the slave. They're super into it. They're way into it. The people that are watching over him, not so much. You see it. Yeah.
Never mind. Keep going. Go. I'll ask later.
You see, like at a few points when like the songs really hit a note with people, that the guards are even just like walking up to some of them and being like, "Hey, like you don't know what they're saying, but it looks like they're telling them to sit back down and stuff like that, and just like chill out a little bit." And then after like 3-4 songs, a guy who works there actually comes up to any one of the 3 of you that he can find.
The what? The who?
He's like basically walking up behind the stage. He's looking for whoever's back there during the show. Who's behind stage?
Wait, who is doing this?
A guy who works for Mr. Wolf.
Oh, just a random motherfucker.
Just a regular.
Just
dude.
a random motherfucker.
So
I
who's
don't know.
back there?
Well, Mari's probably back there, right?
Backstage?
I'm probably back there too. Yeah, aren't you bringing stuff in and out?
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Gonry is probably up front, if I had to guess.
Yep. Up front, watching the crowd.
Yeah.
Like
so-
this.
So this is like a real thuggish, uneducated kind of dude. He's just like, "Hey, this is a problem. This is a problem. These guys are going crazy. We got to cut this thing short. We're not too pleased."
I don't think that's the case. You're not Mr. Wolf. You don't decide what goes on here.
Then he walks away and like mumbles something along the lines of, "You're gonna shoot the messengers. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get real mad now." He walks off, and yeah, sure enough, you give it about 3-4 minutes, another song, and Mr. Wolf approaches on his own, flanked by the same guy. This is very interesting. This is very interesting what you're doing. This is definitely not what I expected. Are you trying to cause trouble? I don't understand.
I don't see a problem. You want your workers to be in a good mood. Wait, but out of character, how far away is the jubilation again, or whatever jubilee?
it's- The town is Jubilee. Oh, like how long till the next Jubilee happens?
Yeah. Okay, I remember we talked about
It's been like 15 years or something like that, I think.
Yeah,
it's a
like
ways off.
yeah, like adults
okay.
now are not gonna see the jubilation. The jubilee. Yeah. Adults now are gonna be slaves for the rest of their lives. Especially-
Okay, back into character. It's so I say I don't see the problem. It seems like everyone's enjoying themselves.
Enjoyment, yeah. Well, so here's the deal. I'm the one paying for this. We've made it halfway through, and I will pay you for half of this show, but you need to go right now.
What exactly is the problem?
The
Excuse
goal
me.
is for this show to make my boys more productive. This is going to make them less productive.
How do you know?
It doesn't matter if I know or not. I'm in charge.
not a bad point, guy.
It's not a bad point. I would argue that if you give people a little bit of hope, then they'll do more work.
It's ridiculous. He like taps his guy, and the guy hands him a coin purse, and he extends it out and says, "Go now," and holds it out for you to take.
I mean, I'm not taking the money. It's not my money to take. This is what is the guy's name again? Mr.
Matt's.
Matt's. This is Matt's money. So I'm just here as security. I'm not the producer here. I'm not the one that decides when the show ends.
What does anyone else do? Nothing.
I mean, I'm not involved in the conversation at all. I assume I don't hear it happening or
That's
anything.
true. Genry's not here.
I'm scanning the crowd.
Look, these songs have existed way longer. I mean, just as long as this, slavery has. And it's still existing. It's not like they're helping. Alright? You get it? Mr. Matz is just a genius, and he knows how to inspire. Alright? I don't actually have anything to say. Except, no.
You have your convictions.
Yeah.
That's respectable. The point will stand. I'm not pleased with the performance, so I will again offer you half now to leave, or none at the conclusion of your hour.
Okay, we can take none at the conclusion of the hour.
Don't
It's not my decision.
tell Ganryu! He agreed to do this because we said we get half of what we earned and half of nothing is.
I mean, but we're still not wrong. It's still half of what we earned. He can't complain.
All right, so he leaves, upset. He has a couple of his guys along with him as he goes to the back of the stage.
What about
or
Tall
the back
Guy?
of the back of the audience. No sign of Tall Guy.
I'm gonna walk out towards Ganryu and let him know that some stuff might be going down and to be on toes, and then tell my criminal underbelly to make sure the show does not stop.
So the guy's gonna go back, and he's gonna approach some guys in the back and have a conversation with them. And you see them, like them kind of erupt in the back corner, and like wave their boss off. Like they're buying in, they're not taking this, and they're just telling him no. And he leaves pretty upset. So he does not actually manage to get his guys to leave the show and go back to work.
Oh, he's talking to his slaves.
Yeah, he goes back and he like starts at the back of the room and he tries like you can see him like pointing
Oh,
back.
he's in
towards
the
wall.
audience or something?
Yeah, like the song's going on. He just walks out to the audience. He goes to the back. He starts talking to them. He points. His guys are with him, flanking him. No one moves. They all stay.
Nice. And I'm telling Ganryu while he's doing that, that I'm, telling him what happened. Not the money part. I don't mention the money part to him. I just say
Okay.
that he's trying to cut off the. Ganryu has no idea about money.
All right. So I think we can actually jump ahead. For the concert, they give up. They're just like, whatever, we're letting it go. They leave. Time's up. A bell chimes at the conclusion. At that point, the guys who are in attendance, they all get it. They're fine. They get up. They start going back. They know that their break is over and all that. But yeah, the mood is pretty electric. They're all pretty cheery. Like somebody just spoke to them on a really personal level. So they're back to work though. Everything's fine. You don't see Mr. Wolf approach. None of his guys approach you. You're free to just pack up your stuff and leave. But again, no money.
What about Tall
Hey, guys,
Guy?
how's the take?
I need to talk to Mats about the money. He's the one that gives out all the money.
Alright, works for me.
So I assume you explained this to Mats in private.
Yep.
He was just
told
still
him.
going with the show.
Huh?
So the offer was half to stop and nothing for me to finish.
Correct. But when we talk about the cause, and the cause is more important than the money.
You know how I feel. It's the most important thing there is.
Oh my god, I do.
But now
You did
this is
well.
before Ganryu is here. And let him know,
Yep.
do not let Ganryu know that this deal occurred.
All right. Well, we'll call that good. Thank you. We'll set out tomorrow. And he goes back to his room and leaves you guys to kind of deal with all the stuff.
Ellen,
Okay.
Ellen,
What?
should we just like pay him and not tell him?
Pay who?
Maybe we should just go get some money and give it to Ganryu. Cause okay, here's what I see happening. I see us telling him that we didn't get paid because he was mad, and I see Ganryu going and starting shit, and then finding out that we might have lied a little bit. That's not good.
Okay, well you can break the news to Ganryu. I'm gonna be over here.
Alan, one of your guys that you had come in for this event gives you a wave. And it's a wave that means come here. It doesn't look like it, but it is.
Okay, well I'm just gonna tell Mari to go explain the situation to Ganryu while I deal with a situation.
So yeah, your buddy here, Rat. His name's Rat.
Rat, my boy.
Yep.
My boy Rat from Final Fantasy Tactics.
He's like, so in thieves speak, heard that something about money. I can maybe give you something to do.
Oh. Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I don't know if you're all up to date on the situation in town, but you know, we have our group. And there's a couple other guys that have their own group here too. And there's not really a mutual respect there. So they're trying to establish dominance in town. And they use these terrible rumors about us. They tell people that we do petty things. We do good things. We steal from the right people. You know, we don't do petty things. They're saying we're kidnappers now. We're not kidnappers. Doesn't help though. Kid went missing. So you help find the kid. Helps us out.
And how much are we looking at money wise?
I'll be right back.
You know, it's been a whole day, no one's found him. I would have told you 50 gold yesterday. I think I'd tell you 150 today.
And it keeps going up as time goes on, I assume.
Hopefully not. At a certain point, the rumors become accepted as truth, and then it's not worth anything to us anymore.
Okay. Alright. Give me some background information on said kid.
Tells you about the kid. Kid is a local. Family has a bakery in town. Went walking off yesterday. Is gone.
Do you know
Mari's
where
really
he went
excited about a
working?
bakery.
Is it Korean family? Or bakery family?
A bakery?
Same thing.
I thought you said Korean family. I was like,
In this
where?
world,
Why?
all bakers are Korean.
Oh, are
Where's-
they now? Okay.
I mean, if it's a
No.
family job, and
Wait,
you
wait,
know,
wait. Then they're not called bakers. They're called fakers.
I hate you.
So yeah,
none of you commented about my awesome growler keg while I was filling up my beer.
it's a little distant for me. That's pretty sweet though.
That's pretty sweet.
I didn't notice so. Oh,
I
that is
didn't-
cool.
I didn't
I
notice
didn't
till you
even- I didn't
pointed
even
it out.
notice that. That's cool.
I thought it was like I just thought you were like pouring up from a water bottle into something. I don't know. I'm drawing a picture which I'll maybe show later. I'm not a very good drawer though.
It's okay.
I'm over here. Okay, so this is essentially find the kid, but and then tell you where the kid is?
Mm, if you can find him in a way that exonerates us, like alive would be great. Call it 200.
Okay. But I don't have to do anything. I don't have to take the kid back to the bakery.
Ideally. Yeah.
Okay, so
need
you
people to know that we didn't take him.
okay. Okay.
Which
yeah,
is
we
the
can do that.
truth. So all you need is the truth. It's not too bad.
Okay.
So
We'll take that.
the bakery.
All right. So
So what's Mari telling Ganryu about money?
Mm. Ganryu,
Yo,
I have concerns.
concerns about what?
It turns out Mr. Wolf is not a very honest man.
Okay.
He was very upset by the performance and decided not to pay us.
Oh.
Also, did I hear anything that Alan just heard?
no.
Nope, because it was all in Thieves' Cant.
Buff
And
wankers
she's not
be
here.
Dick Dowman.
Darn it. I really, really wanted to blame him for being a kidnapper. But Alan went to go collect some information on him, so maybe we'll have a way where we can make this better and really get to that mean slave owner.
Okay, so he just straight up went to not paying us at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we got two options. We make him pay, in which case, perfectly viable solution, or I don't know. You tell us Matt's guy that he can find a way to pay me. I don't really care if it comes from the proceeds from this or out of his pocket. Money's money. I'll cash his check.
Uh-huh. Alan.
Is it my time to walk in?
Yeah, I think you're back now.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm like looking around for him. I'm like, where'd he go? I need
Hey,
Alan.
what's up?
Hey, what'd you find out? Anything terrible about Mr. Wolf? Does he steal girls? Does he beat people with
Steal.
rods? Does he do
Is that innuendo?
what?
You ask a question about stealing girls, then you're talking about beating people with rods. Just wondering if this is innuendo.
No, I just really hope he's a bad man so we could, I don't know, burn his house or something.
So, I don't know about that situation, but I have a different job from a much more reliable source that will pay us a lot more than we would have gotten from this.
Okay, now he's talking my language.
So, we'll figure out the Mr. Wolf situation at some point, and maybe this is even connected to him some way, but, we have a missing child that we need to find. How long was this child missing?
It's been a day now. It's been like
It's been-
24 hours.
It's been gone for about a day. It was Bakery's child, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Child of the bakery wandered. Where'd they wander? I forget.
Gotta talk to the bakery.
Oh, okay. Wandered somewhere, and we need to find the child, ideally alive.
I like that you had the ideally qualified.
Ideally.
Ideally alive.
This is how the thieves talk.
So,
All right.
are you up for this task?
I like saving children. It's a noble cause.
If this is what's gonna get me paid, I'll come along.
Okay, so let me go talk to Mats real quick, and I'll be right back. We can continue. Feel like this
Okay.
might take more than one day. Should probably postpone said trip. Maybe
Just
we can
let him
figure
know
stuff out.
that,
Yeah.
you know, he's like, not pleased. I can't go
yeah.
anywhere without you, but don't take
I
too long.
mean, that this is about the cause, and the cause also involves helping defenseless people. So
Hey, how long do we really think it'll take more than a day? I don't want to delay too much. That hurts our profits on future performances.
I
Nobody
agree.
wants somebody
Hopefully it doesn't take more than a day, but in case it does, we need to be on standby to not be ready to ship.
All right. So you'd let him know all your stuff, and then it's on to investigate the situation.
Correct.
The mood at the bakery is what you'd expect when their kid is missing. You find out a little bit about him. He's like a teenager. Let's see, what do I got? Excuse me. Kid's name is Donner, 15 years old. Rumors are already starting that it was the group that you're aware of, so things are looking not so good there. The family said that he would randomly just like, you know, they would give him chores at the restaurant, at the bakery to do, and after he finished them, he would always kind of just walk and disappear for a while. You know, so he had to like help them prepare all the bread in the morning and everything like that, set up the shop, make sure all the fresh stuff was out there, all the other stuff was off, and then he, you know, throw some of that stuff away, and then he would just go on a walk, and he didn't come back.
No idea where he walks. He just goes on a walk. Does he have any friends in town?
Yes, and they tell you about like another boy his age, and nothing real notable there, just a house, not like another business or anything like that. So yeah, you can head there if that's your lead.
That is my lead.
That's our lead. Let's go.
Okay. All right, so Oliver tells you, yeah, I'm really worried about him. He's usually like in kind of a bad part of town, so
What part of town is that?
he like kind of points for you. It's like the port district.
Hmm.
He
Like where slaves live?
no, not slaves. I think for some of them that might be an improvement for their life. They're just folks without money, bad houses.
But
Crime.
Slums.
live in their master's house. That's the whole deal.
Oh yeah.
Poor people live in slums.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the slums. So yeah, he would take the bread that they couldn't sell for the day, and instead of throwing it away, he'd go and he'd give it to people there. Guy was a saint.
Oh, we have to save him and then take him with us.
Take him with us.
Take him away from his family.
Take
We've
him
gotta
with us.
steal this
I thought you
kid.
weren't taking on any mentees, Mari.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I mean, not any mentees. They're all. Bards are usually pretty self-absorbed.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm
Mhm.
going outside the system.
All right. So what does the party do?
Well, I'm going to the shading part of town with some bread.
Does bread mean money in this case?
No.
This is one of
No.
those thieves' words.
Bread. Literal
Okay,
bread.
No, with literal bread. All right.
All right.
Fig- Figure out if there's some people that normally get bread from the little kid.
Oh.
I was thinking you were gonna try to befriend the pigeons.
So there's like
It's an option.
a really young kid, like kind of, you know, they're really young and it's kind of sad. And they like see you coming and perk up, and then see a closer look at your face, and then they like get shy and they hide.
And I noticed that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna walk over with some bread. Or Mari can walk over with some
Oh
bread
my
and see if
gosh,
she can
he's
talk to
like
them.
Aladdin.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I wasn't even planning.
Wow. Brandon, you're becoming Aladdin. I'm Goku, you're Aladdin.
Yep.
Oh.
Trisha's, yeah, just writing a story about Aladdin.
Do
So
they?
does Mario want to do it, or should I do it?
You can try. I'll try if you don't work it out.
Okay, I'll try to give some bread to the poor children. See
All
if
right.
they get excited
The
about bread.
little kid will accept the bread, cautiously. and-
Cautiously.
Rip
And-
rat, street rat. I don't buy that.
Oh my god. Is that
Oh
what
my
you're
god, we're
singing in
getting
the
content
background?
ID.
If only they'd look closer.
So I'm sitting.
God damn it.
It's over.
So I'm just gonna ask the kid if someone normally gives him bread each day.
And he nods silently.
Can I ask if it was a kid, teenager? If it was a
He
teenager.
nods.
When was the last time that you saw the teenager?
Yesterday.
That wasn't
That's
too
when he
long ago.
Yeah, that's when he went missing though. Where do you know where he normally goes after you see him?
And kid's arm like shoots up like straight, like, you know, like kids counting with their fingers and stuff. It just like points in the direction.
Oh, points in the direction. I was like,
Yeah.
you're saying pointed up, like went to heaven and is dead.
That kid is fucking dead.
No, he points to a different area, so you have a kind of a direction.
Oh, okay. I don't think.
It seems like a pretty straightforward line of reasoning from here. Like you
Yeah.
go where the kid points you to. If you offer bread to people, they give you the same information. They point you. They say yesterday. At a certain point, you run into somebody, some old lady, who says yes, and she knows his name. Yeah, Donner. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a couple days.
Couple days? He's only
Mhm.
been missing for a day?
Didn't see him yesterday.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So he
He
got
went
lost
missing around
between-
here.
between the last place and this place.
Yep. So you've got like your little row of houses, basically. You've got like a limited set, assuming it's like a house or something like that. Dozen houses.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
let's
how
go
do you
back.
approach that?
Yeah, that's a question. Mari, you want to sing people songs?
Like like I did in Haribo's Folly.
What in the fuck, Al?
I was like waiting for something relevant to the game. Like, oh, I thought of this because of a thing you guys are doing, but nope.
Nope. Nope. Penis cactus.
Okay, fuck, what do we do? Gondria, what do we do? You got any ideas?
Well, like he disappeared around here and there's houses. Can we get inside of any of these houses? Are there people inside of them?
I
Well,
assume so.
let's go to the good old basic moves.
Do you think? No, I can
why
criminal
not just
underbelly.
discern realities here? And
Okay. Man,
discern
everyone is
realities is
robotic.
literally what we want here.
Oh, yeah.
Al's
Al's,
a
robotic.
Okay.
Just
Al,
Al,
robotic?
though.
stop
Just Al.
being a robot.
I'm not trying to be a robot.
Girl, ow, fuck!
What happened?
Did you assimilate him, Al?
What happened?
Are you okay?
You alright?
I made a mistake. Oh, worst mistake.
Did you sack attack yourself somehow?
Fucking stabbed myself in the hand with a pin because I thought it was the other side of the pin. I thought I was putting the cap on. I was just stabbing myself in the hand. Oh, it hurts.
Do you want to just like try reconnecting real quick, Al?
Sure.
Or like a refresh or
Just
something?
like press F5.
Alright, is that
All right.
okay?
Yeah.
You're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, cool.
what do you do?
Oh, what do we do? What do
We're
we do?
discerning realities,
Yeah,
right?
use the move literally designed for this.
Who will discern?
Oh,
Wait,
can't we all?
hold on. Let's figure out who's the smartest or
Wisdom.
This is wisdom.
It's you and me
Wisdom?
are tied with +1.
Yep,
I have
'cause I'm a
+2.
zero.
You have +2 to wisdom?
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Right?
gonna help
oh, no,
him.
I have +2 to charisma. I lied.
That's what I
That
thought.
was
We're
a
like
very
the
good display of your
same
wisdom.
person.
Alright, Trisha, you can roll for wisdom.
Is anyone gonna help me?
Yes, I will aid you.
Aid or interfere. Roll
'Kay.
plus bond, which is 1. Everyone has 1 bond. So who roll that first?
Roll 2d6. Can we both aid her
Mm-hmm.
at the
Oh,
same
okay.
time? Okay. I got it's plus bond, which is 1. I got an 8.
I got a 5.
Okay, Al does not actually end up helping. Ganryu is not able to assist in this.
Sad.
Alan
It's
does
all
provide a
right.
+1,
Nice.
but he is also going to be exposed to any danger that comes about from this roll. So Mari can roll.
I got 8 plus 1 plus 1 is 10.
Nice. No
Ask
danger.
me
No
your
danger.
questions, baby.
Well done. No danger.
Stranger danger.
Mari,
What?
ask a question.
Oh,
3 questions.
Yep, you get the 3 questions listed on the discern
Like I
reality.
said, reword them in a specific way is fine, as long as they are generally the same question that's listed there.
I think the last one is real good.
what here is not what it appears to be? Is there something, odd, out of place that we should check out?
The houses seem like they're actually deserted, but a few of them you can tell that the doors have been handled lately. Like the whole area, this is like the worst of the worst part of town. It looks like it's kind of abandoned between person A and person B.
We're in
But a few of them you narrow it down to 3 buildings that actually look like people come here.
3 buildings?
Okay.
So that's what is not what it appears to be.
What happened recently?
That's the good question. By one of the doors, a moldy piece of bread sits just outside.
Guys, look what I found! I found a clue!
We have one more question.
Yeah, Trisha, don't fuck up.
I think the second or third one is good.
But yeah, I know. They're both kind of like the same.
They feel the same
The
thing.
same, yeah. What should I happen about for?
Third question?
She has no idea which question. She tried to 2.5 you right there.
That's fine. We don't need 3 questions. We can just go with 2.
Is there anything that I should be on the lookout for?
The house that you've chosen, all the windows are boarded up.
Okay.
Or Ganryu.
Open this door, Ganryu.
Are you ready?
Alright.
Are you ready?
I
Gotta-
mean, it ain't no time like go time.
Alright, Mari, hype us up. Give
Hi.
Ganryu a hype
I
session.
wanna fight too!
Okay,
Are we-
hype us up so we can all fight.
Are we going in the
Oh.
front door or the back door? If there is
a
one.
back door? I guess we can check for a back door. Let's check for a back door. And let's also check, there might not be a back door, there might be like a little cellar door or whatever those little things are.
Oh, we're
You know
gonna
what I'm
see how
talking
many
about.
entrances we can find?
This beer
Yeah.
was far stronger than I anticipated.
Wow,
Alright.
I was drinking. It's a new one for me.
There is a back door. The back door, you can see nails sticking up from the other side as if it's boarded too. Harder to tell because it's a door.
But there is a door.
It's technically a door.
Okay, there's no like I don't know what they're called. They're like the cellar things.
Yeah, on the floor
Yeah.
as opposed to on a wall.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
nothing like
and
that.
you walk down the stairs. You like open them up, and you walk down
Nope.
the stairs. Okay. Well, let's just go in the
Sometimes
front door.
you lure demi-dogs down them.
Unless you want to like destroy the back door and make a bunch of noise, but that seems like a bad idea.
Well, I actually have bend bars and lift gates, which is when I use pure strength to destroy an inanimate object as a class ability.
But we can assume that will make a lot of noise, right?
One of the things I can choose is that it does not make an inordinate amount of noise.
If you pass?
Yep. Well, yeah, as long as I get at least a 7, I can choose 2 things from a list of 4. If I get a 10 plus, I can choose 3.
Okay, well, sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
And, me and Mari will assist you. We can aid,
All
right?
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna rub his hands.
Okay.
What do I need to get? I roll plus bond with this.
How did
right?
that go, Mari?
I got a 7.
Okay, so somehow that helped Ganryu.
I got a 9.
And what are you doing, Alan?
I'm also assisting Ganryu.
In what way? Are you rubbing his hands like Mari?
Oh,
Rub his
Fuck,
back.
Good
yeah.
juice.
I'm doing like the shoulder, you know, when you like rubbing his
Oh, good.
shoulder.
You're in his corner, hyping up
Yeah,
the boxer.
I'm
my
about to
boxer.
break
Yeah,
into
the
a-
boxer.
I'm
Massage.
about to break into a house after getting a sensual massage from my
Ganryu,
erotic friend.
vision the door open. Go.
quietly opening.
Quietly.
All right, let's.
So I have +2 from them.
Yeah.
All right, so I rolled a 7, and then I add 2 from my strength, which puts me to 9, and then I add 2 from them, which puts me to 11.
That gets it done then. So you get to choose 3 of those 4 things.
Well, it does not make an inordinate amount of noise.
Okay.
It does not take a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing of value is damaged. No, I can fix the thing again without a lot of effort.
Okay.
So I didn't literally destroy the door.
So we'll say that Ganryu tests out first by doing like, some shoving on the door. He puts like, his shoulder into it a little bit. Doesn't go that way. He kind of like pulls on it then a little bit, and then like, he like looks the whole thing over, and then he ends up, I'd say, just like pulling on the door hard enough that it sort of bows off the frame, and then he gets a hand around that bowed part of the door and just like creaks it right off the frame quietly.
All right. All right.
Oh, we're so
The door is no
sweet.
longer on a hinge, but people can deal with that sort of thing.
I mean, I
And-
can still put it up, yeah, and make it
Yeah.
look like there's
And
still-
then there are in fact like boards in front of you that you can just kind of like push out of the way,
yeah,
wiggle out of
boards it
place.
was nailed to, basically.
Mhm.
So we walk through.
All right.
You walk through.
Anything to see in there?
There are things to see. So again, we'd mentioned that the windows are boarded shut. The room itself then is extremely dark. There's just the light pouring in from the door that you've opened, and that is it. I have some more information here. Okay. So the house, it stinks. Just to be frank, it smells pretty bad. Smells like a smelly person, specifically, not like garbage or anything. Smells like a smelly person.
Okay.
As your eyes take a few seconds to adjust, the first thing that you notice are a couple jars on a shelf. The jars appear to be filled with leeches. You can see them like moving around in there a little bit. They're live.
God, it's dessert. Fun fact: Ganryu enjoys leeches. They're a specialty from his hometown.
Fun fact, add it to the wiki. So are you just gonna like, I guess I'll ask how you proceed as you walk in, because as I mentioned, this is like darkness. Your eyes will take some time to adjust. Do you want to start walking in, or are you gonna like kind of adjust to it and take it real slow?
Can
Hell no,
I,
Ganryu gets inside as quickly as possible.
I can spend a moment to survey a dangerous area. Does this count as a dangerous area?
I think
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Alright, I roll plus dex. I'm doing trap expert if you.
Okay.
I also shout out America when I get inside.
Who wants to assist me?
I can help you?
I mean, here's what I'll say on this, because we're doing a lot of assist, and I do like assist. At some point, a roll's going to go poorly, and assist is going to backfire, which is fine. That's fun. But for future assists, I want a reasonable in-game explanation of how you're assisting.
I'm gonna get a torch out and hold it while he's looking, because I don't know what he's looking for. But I can hold the phone light.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
I add Dex.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 7. So 7 plus 2 is 9, plus Church is plus 1.
Ridiculous. Alright, so you got
We're
all
not
three.
getting any experience from this. Shit's
No.
Alright.
Maybe not. So as you walk through the area, what one do you want to start with?
Is there a trap here? And if so, what activates it?
So you'll notice as the light catches certain things and glimmers off of them a little bit that there is, in fact, I guess you could technically call it a trap, in that there are blades just affixed to certain things. There's a knife. There's like one looks like it's a big like it's from a sawmill or something like that, like a tree logging. There's just like random sharp things put in places that people might walk into randomly. Now that you're aware of it, you can kind of see where they are, and they are activated by walking into them.
Yeah,
That would explain a lot.
I guess I could assume that what the trap does when activated is it impales you
You blade.
or
It's
cuts you.
literally just like somebody broke a bunch of glass bottles on the floor.
Alright,
Yeah,
what,
it's like the equivalent to that.
what else is hidden here?
You notice along the walls some labored breathing. There seems to be like a table or workbench, and you notice on the workbench there's what appears to be a dog. It's got a shackle around its neck, so like a collar kind of style, and then that's just like affixed to the wall, like it's stuck there.
So the dog is stuck to the wall, essentially.
Yeah, it's tied up or shackled there.
And I'm assuming it's not barking, and
Yeah,
does it
it's
look
not
like it's starving and stuff like that?
I mean, it's just kind of like laying there. It's not reacting to you. It's not barking. It's breathing. It's just not doing much.
I'm going
it
to
asleep?
immediately walk over as quickly as possible, ignoring any other, like anything short of a man with a sword, to try to destroy the chains.
Okay.
Can we do this
So-
quietly, Gonryu? Quietly? Can we quietly destroy things? Quietly destroy things.
I got a
Please.
7. This is enough for 2 options.
One of them needs to be quiet.
I mean, then yeah, I don't make an inordinate amount of noise, and it doesn't take very long. However, no, nothing of value is damaged.
Hey.
It does not take an inordinate amount of time.
Don't kill the dog.
So it will be loud.
No, I'm sorry.
It's not loud.
So it will be slow.
and it doesn't
Quiet and
destroy-
don't kill the dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet
It's
and not
slow
lethal.
and it's slow and doesn't kill anybody.
All right. At this point, it is slow. So, you kind of work at it for a while. At a certain point, you finally kind of get a good enough grip around it where you're able to just, from both ends, tear the collar off. And the dog has a surge of energy and runs off. Takes off through the door. Now, during this time that it's taken, you notice around the rest of the room on other various surfaces 4 more animals. And at this point, a source of breathing from a person. The room lights up as a really stout person holds a light in his hand. Your eyes take a moment to adjust and then immediately see that this is what you think is a dwarf. It's weird because you've never seen a dwarf. You've seen pictures of dwarves. You've seen statues of dwarves. This looks like it's a dwarf. He looks like really messy. Like you smelled something earlier. Now you see what you smelled. His hair's messy. Looks like he's never washed it. He's got a tangled, ratty beard. He doesn't look very happy.
Hello.
I'm gonna just go up to him and speak frankly with him.
So you're approaching him.
Yes.
He raises his other hand if you start like taking a step towards him, and his fingertips start arcing purple.
I'm gonna kick him in the dick from across the room.
Start arcing purple.
Yeah, that's fucking magic, right?
That's not anything you've seen before. Seems like it's bad.
Yeah, as soon as he makes a threatening move towards her, I'm gonna honestly try to basically wave punch him in the dick.
Okay.
In the dick. Specifically in the dick.
Well, I want to incapacitate him.
That is a way of doing that.
I will say for the most part he's aware of your presence, but I don't think that he would reasonably know that you can hit him from where you are. He might think you're throwing or something at him.
That's true.
So
So he may put his hands in front of his dick.
yes, so I think he'll react in a defensive way, and it's not a full surprise. We'll just roll it like a normal hack and slash then.
Alright, normal hack and slash.
Oh, so he is going after Mari.
I mean, he
No, this is my
pointed.
attack on him.
He pointed things. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Oh.
get to do anything.
I thought it was you were only gonna do this if he attacked Mari.
Oh no, he raised his hands, made a threatening gesture, and then magic happened. I'm not taking a chance.
Okay.
Alright, it's plus strength,
Uh-huh.
so that's an 8.
Okay, so you deal your damage against the enemy, and the enemy makes an attack against you.
Yep.
All right, your damage.
Damage is D10, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I need to actually get a D10. Dice roller, where you at?
Slash roll 1d10. And roll 20.
Sides, 10, number of dice to roll, 1, number of rolls. Oh yeah, I can just do it in roll 20, can't I?
Why is
Okay.
Mari rolling a d8?
I just clicking on it.
BAM! Sack
All
tap!
right.
Most dangerous sack tap. Well, so that's effectively 3 points of damage, because it's plus 2, right? From strength.
Is there a modifier on damage in this?
Oh, right, I don't think there is.
There isn't.
Yeah. So in this case, as your blow approaches him, a shimmering kind of orb around him is visible. It doesn't appear to actually make contact with his body, it deflects. And then you can easily see now there's sort of like an orb sheen around him, just a little distortion, like a red tinge through it all. And at this point, he launches his attack back at you, holds up the fingers that were arcing purple, and does four damage that is subject to armor. So bolts of power go up against you. Most of them reflect off of the armor. One connects with you, cuts you a little bit. You take 1 damage.
Okay.
So armor is preventative or whatever.
Mhm.
It's damage minus by armor is how much damage you take.
Yep.
That's why having 3 is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. All right. What does Mari or Alan do?
I'm gonna sing a little song about how good my friend Alan is at poking things.
Heh.
Another innuendo?
More like in your
I
end,
mean, take it how you want, but it's gonna give
That's what he said.
it's gonna give him plus 1d4 forward to damage, and the next time someone successfully assists the target, they get plus 2 instead of plus 1.
Assist me or assist any target?
I would assume assists you.
Assists you.
So when someone assists me,
So I got an 8.
Oh, is that like one of your advanced things you took?
Yeah, I took Eldritch Tones, so I get to
Eldritch
choose
Tones.
2 things from
2
Arcane
of
Arts
things.
instead of just
Oh,
one.
yeah. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
oh yeah, me and her took a long time trying to decide if that's the one.
I only
she
got
was
an
gonna
8,
take.
so he probably recognizes my bardic magic, because I am drawing unwanted attention. or your magic reverberates to other targets, affecting them as well.
Who picks that? You or the
GM's
DM?
choice.
So you will give him the effects that you wanted then, which is
Yes.
plus 1d4 to damage and
Yep.
a plus 2 when anyone assists him with aid.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
The cats are screaming to get fed.
He is also going to take 1d4 damage on his next attack.
Okay.
He
Thrilling.
liked that song too.
Man,
Yeah.
now I need a D4. Fuck this game. Put all my D4s away.
I mean, the bard could roll it. She's
Uh,
fine.
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
oh.
yeah. It's Trisha's damage. Okay.
So what do you do? Alan, do you want to go act?
So he's standing in the door.
No, he's in the house in general.
he's in that house. I assume
I guess
we're.
I'm just gonna run up and hack and slash, right?
I'm nearby. I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna like try and give him a flanking position. Cause I want to succeed and give him +2.
Okay, let's see the aid roll.
8.
Okay, then you're subject to the danger, but you
Uh-huh.
provide a +2.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, wait, he doesn't get mine. I forgot about my charisma. I got a 10 last time. Sorry.
What?
On my arcane arts, I didn't add my charisma. I just rolled 2d6. But I should have added it. So he
So-
doesn't get
Oh,
1d4.
okay.
the enemy
the
doesn't get
hack.
her D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 2d6, right? For the hack and
Are
slash.
you, running up to him and cutting him?
Yeah, I guess I'm getting a flanking maneuver. Wait, but this says roll plus strength.
You have a quality, I think, on your weapon that makes it so you can use dexterity instead.
Oh, that's what precise does, right? From the rapier.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want it to be a rapier, so it's a dagger that's styled like a rapier. We talked about this.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
dagger with
it's
rapier
a dagger.
stats.
You have a dagger.
Okay. I'm gonna slice him in the side. I rolled a 6. I'm adding my dex, so that's +2. I got an 8 plus the 2 Trisha gave me, right?
So you got the 10.
And I got a 4.
Again.
You got a 4 on the D4? Oh, I need to roll my D8, don't I?
Mhm.
I got a 5.
Jeez.
Alright, so that connects easily then. That actually is, like, you feel the shield around him as you cut in with the dagger. You feel resistance before you even get to his body, but you make a solid blow. You cut into him, and then the shield kind of like pushes your dagger back out as you're finishing the cut. He staggers back, and then the shield is back up. So that was a total of 9.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have a feeling that range doesn't work on this guy. Godrio.
You think I
Get-
should just kick him
getting
in the regular
close.
dick?
Yeah, getting close.
Alright, going for another dick kick.
All right. Roll hack and slash.
I will assist him by attacking from the same side to give a flanking maneuver for him.
Okay, so like attempting an attack that you know won't land, but you're just drawing his attention away.
Correct.
Oh,
Okay.
so that'd be +3, so it'd be an 11.
Well, I have
Well,
doesn't
roll
have
the
to-
8 first.
No, I got a 4. I got
Okay.
a 4 on my aid.
Not helpful.
Or I guess a 5, but yeah, not helpful.
Alright, then I do 9 points of damage.
You had a 10 on the attack.
Yep, it was the first roll.
Okay. Okay, and again, the attack connects. You see it like pierce through the shield, deal damage to him. It like knocks him to a knee, and then like you can tell it wouldn't have hit as hard, or it would have hit harder without the shield, but it does hurt him pretty substantially.
Okay, good.
Mari.
Well, we don't have to have turns.
Nope, but I'm calling on you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna sing again.
Okay.
Who wants to get sung at? Anyone?
Probably Gonryu. He's got the bigger damage die.
Sure. Hook me
I
up.
got a 9. You get to heal 1d8 damage, and you get plus 1d4 on your next attack.
He gets to heal 1d8
I
damage.
mean-
And
I mean, I don't think he took much damage.
I mean, that full heals me because I had lost 1 hit point.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm just saying, like 1d8. That's like half my health.
yeah, mine too.
Really? I have 26 hit points.
I have
Uh,
18.
I have 18.
Okay, and then the extra effect on there, because it's not a perfect 10, will be the magic reverberating.
Bong.
So that means he knows, or he's more aware of Trisha, or he gets a bonus.
He will get something, because she used it for healing.
Mm-hmm.
So does he have to choose one of the effects she chooses?
Not necessarily. I think that might be the case, really. Let's see.
And like,
Affecting them as well. It doesn't really specify that. It could affect them in any way I see fit.
okay. And she gets 2 effects, right? What was her second effect?
Wow. +2 damage.
Oh.
So, I think stealing the heal could happen. I'm actually going to go a different route with it. I think the song itself is not like an instantaneous thing. Like, it takes a second, and it's even a little bit distracting. He's going to get kind of a moment respite of like not being bared down on by the 2, and he's going to switch hands around, and now he's holding up a different hand and maintaining his shield, and he reaches out, and with like dark red energy, all of a sudden you see a stream of blood bolt from one of the tables on the wall and feed into his arm. So as the blood trickles in, you can see his entire arm is exposed, and it's all black and blue and purple and bruised. It looks terrible. But you also see the wound from Alan partially close up.
Punch him in the face, Gonryu.
I mean, I'm gonna continue.
You
my
also
swing
hear a
around.
really sad noise from the wall as it happens.
The puppies.
All right.
Is
sad
he
noise from
pointing
the wall.
towards that wall with the dogs?
It's yeah, he just like basically pulled a stream of blood remotely to himself.
Oh my. Let's cut his arm off.
Goddamn
Is his arm
blood
coming out
pages.
of the circle?
Nope, it's within the circle it's contained. I mean, you could still target things in general, but
Well,
all right.
yeah.
Gunryu got his heal and his bonus and all that, though.
Heal bonus, so I
Who
guess
would like to do
I'll
something
punch
now? Okay.
Okay. Roll. D10, and I get the bonus to damage, right? Not to hit.
Yes, the
Yeah.
bard is the bonus to damage.
D10 plus 2, 7, which hits.
Okay, you deal your damage, and the enemy makes an attack against you, so your damage is boosted.
D10 plus D4.
Don't you roll 6s for everything? Until
Mm.
except for damage?
Oh yeah. No, that's absolutely right. Your attack rolls should be 2d6. I didn't even catch that.
There we go. My bad.
That's okay.
Same number.
No, it's 10 versus 7.
It's better.
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
the 10 up there at the top.
Yeah, I missed it. Well, he did the same roll before on the other attack that was a 10. So it's working out all right. You caught it at a favorable moment. I could have caught it when it was working out for you, and it would have been more sad, but now it's happy.
Alright, so yeah, swing at that, then I roll D10 plus 1D plus D4.
Uh-huh.
6 damage.
Okay, and he does not get to attack back. That was just straight up damage done. All right. He's still
Gonna-
standing.
I'm going to attempt to kick his feet out from under him. He's a small dude, right? What?
Center of gravity.
Yeah, what?
I
what-
don't know. I've seen people try to knock. I mean, not people. I've seen dogs try to knock down Lucky, and it doesn't work out.
Lucky's basically a dwarf.
In
What occurs? Like, is it hack and slash?
I mean, it sounds like it's a. You know, knocking him down, I think might be more of a defy
Defy
danger. Like, I
danger.
think you're gonna gain an advantage on him if you're successful.
Maybe I try to cut the back of his leg then instead to make it harder to walk.
Okay, go for it.
Hack and slash him that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I like the move. I think it needs a defy danger to get behind him, though.
Okay. Okay, so that's Dex, right? Getting behind him quick enough.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm rolling 2d8, not 2d6. That would have been bad.
Hey, 2d8, whatever. No big deal.
Alright.
3d20.
I got a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Alright. On a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. Or I will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. You can get this position on him and carry a +1 into your next attack. But you will be rolling through exposed knives in the floor.
Rolling through exposed knives, meaning I take damage.
You're just gonna straight up take damage if you go for this.
We're doing it.
You can take it. Alright.
We're going for it. The hack and slash.
So
2d6 again, right?
Yep, take 2 damage and you're
12.
cut. 12 is
take
the
2
attack.
damage. 12. Yeah, 12's the attack.
That's good. That's a good attack.
And the d8 for the damage is 4 damage.
Ooh. Yeah, that's. And you don't get counterattacked. These rolls are ridiculous. Man, if this group had fought the thing that you guys had tried to fight in the other thing, you'd just been done. Like,
Take it
That's-
out.
Wait, what? Oh, and mine and Trish's.
yeah, your little one-off that we did. Yeah, where you
Yeah.
fought like a chimera thing.
And it destroyed us.
And
we
you got
ran away.
wrecked. Yep.
Yeah, we ran the fuck away.
If the
we
car
were
had
like-
gone this way, yeah.
You cowards! You ran from a fight.
Mm.
we were at like 2 HP.
They were getting wrecked.
Excuses.
it was.
They had a pretty sweet, like, Indiana Jones run up a collapsing staircase, though.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I know where Brandon went.
He went to celebrate. You got a good attack. The thing's still standing, though.
I'm gonna
Who's up
get him.
next?
I'm gonna get him.
Going
How
in.
dare you hurt puppies! Oh god, that's not
It
good.
does hurt puppies.
I got a 7. Wait, I get to add my dexterity. I got a 9.
Okay.
Which means I hit, right? But I'm gonna get counterattacked.
Mhm.
So I got a 3.
3 for damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That takes him down. You don't even have to take the counterattack. You guys crushed him. Like, that was.
Oh, I didn't want to kill him. Oh, well.
So do enemies not get to attack, like, on their own? They
Yeah.
only get counterattacks?
Yep.
Huh.
They attack when you give them an opportunity to attack, and the only way you can hurt them is by putting yourself at risk to take an attack back.
I see.
They could get into a position to do one of their moves on you if you were like dicking around or something else. If I decide that in the universe, you
Like if we were
don't
just standing
appropriately
there.
react- Yeah, like if
We
you
just-
don't, if you just let something happen, then it'll happen. Like if I ask you guys what you're doing and you're like nothing, I stand there, then I'm like, all right, well he's gonna do this much damage to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So doing damage is considered a GM move. So I can just basically use these moves at any time, and usually I'll use them in response to a roll that you make. All right, that takes him down though. He hits the ground.
Yeah.
Is this a 1-story or 2-story house?
1 story. There's a basement.
Is there a kid or anything inside of here?
Yep. So at this point, you can kind of, you light up the room. You see, 3 dogs on the wall, 1 cat, all shackled. You actually get a closer look at them now that there's light. They'll have a leech affixed to them.
No. Let's remove the leech before we break the shackles this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Leech is best when it's got fresh blood.
Is
dog
Gunny
is not
eating
there.
them?
The leeches or the dogs?
Leeches. You don't eat dogs. That's gross. Leeches, though, delicious.
With dog blood.
They're like
Nah, they're-
jujubes. Jujubes of blood.
I'm looking for the kid, so they do
Yeah.
whatever they want with their.
There's
Yeah,
one
that's-
casualty of this fight.
There's one cat.
There's one dog didn't make it.
Oh.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
So you look around, you find a kid. He is there. He's got his arms bound together. He's like tied up to like a pillar in the house. Like he can't wriggle away. He's got a leech affixed to his neck. He's just kind of sitting there. He started making noise once he hears you. You know, he can't actually yell. He's gagged and everything like that. But yeah, he matches the description.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ungag him and remove the leech and cut all the bonds.
So you clear that all out. All the animals bolted. They took off. The kid is free, and he's like he looks pretty rough. But you think he's gonna be all right. Other than that, like stuff on the there's more like weird stuff in there. Leeches. Like you can see the sleeve of this dwarf's coat ripped off. He's got certain things covering the windows, like articles of clothing and blankets and things like that, to block out all the light. Within the basement, one of the walls is actually broken into from outside. A pickaxe lays near it. And the
What?
tunnel leads into darkness.
Well, I'm gonna tell the kid that whatever the company is that we're doing this job for sent us to help him. So
Yeah.
he will tell his family that that company or whatever the
I mean, we
the
could
underground
probably just
society.
tell the kid run home.
Well,
and
that's what I'm gonna
everything
tell
else
him to do, but
basically
I'm gonna
takes
tell
care of
him.
it.
The golden axes
'cause-
save
'cause
the
we-
day.
we
or
need them
the yellow
to-
scarves. No, the dollars.
you
There
know,
we go.
We need them to know that it wasn't whatever the fucking underground criminal
Yeah.
steely people are, right?
I mean, the kid will probably say, "This weird dude, well, two weird dudes and a singing lady broke into the house and beat the shit out of a guy in front of me, and then they set me free." I feel like that gives us a pretty safe cover.
Oh, I'm not worried about us. I'm trying to get us money.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair.
the money is for clearing the name of the Thieves Guild. People were slandering them, saying that they kidnapped this kid.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I'm letting them know that they paid us, or they informed us to come help them.
Yep, we're working on behalf of them. Because they were concerned.
So you're telling me this was a false flag?
What?
Could be seen that way.
Yeah, it was set up, a kidnapping set up by the Thieves Guild, so the Thieves Guild could solve it.
Well, they could have just told us where the guy was and had someone else in the Thieves Guild do it.
That makes us accessories.
I mean,
Uh,
we are accessories.
Let's see what's in the
Okay.
hole. You go first, Guy Ryu.
All right, I'm in.
Cool. All right. I have content. Can keep going. We've been going for a while, so
It's
maybe
been
an
what, 2
opportunity.
hours?
Yeah.
That's a good session in my mind.
Yeah.
That's a good spot to call it at.
It's a fine place to cut it off, and then I can have more stuff prepared too. So, you plan for all kinds of things, and people do different than what you think. I thought there could maybe be more combat, and I realized that was short on it. That's a goal of mine, is to have more than just like one fight. So that is something I definitely aim for. As far as you guys walking down this tunnel, feel pretty good about that. So, yeah, if we get back together and play again, then we're in a good spot. Oh, I bet you guys forgot to mark XP when you failed.
Did I fail?
Did I
Never.
fail?
There was definitely a fail on like an aid roll at some point. I think it
Oh,
was when you got Mario.
Oh
I
yeah,
failed.
I did
aiding,
fail
right?
a couple of rolls and I didn't mark it. My bad.
Yep, so that's something you'll want to keep track of, because obviously, how else can you level? The other thing is, let's look real quick at the post-session stuff and see if we can award anything for that. I said at the beginning, I don't know if everyone heard, but if any of like your advanced moves don't work for you and you want to change them, just let me know. We're only 2 sessions in, it's not a big deal. Bonds are designed to be rewritten if they're not applying to the situations and things like that. Let me see here.
Conryu didn't have my back this time.
I didn't have to. which is
Exactly.
Good. And
Yeah.
there was never a circumstance where I felt like Mari got in over her head.
Doesn't mean you don't still think that about me.
Correct.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah, the bond's still there, but in
Should
this
have-
particular session, you handled your shit.
I should have marked end of session. There's definitely a spot in here where it just goes through it.
Yeah, it's end of session on special moves.
I know I rolled a 4
good call.
for at some point for aiding like Gonryo or something like that.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Hold on. Choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved.
No, none of them are resolved.
Okay, so none of them are resolved, and none of them, like, so there's two things you can do with it. You can either decide that it's been resolved, and you replace it with something new, and you mark XP, or you keep working towards it, or you can just change it if you think that your relationship with that person has changed.
My concern is Mari knows incriminating evidence about me. I don't really see how I resolve.
Well,
So
I mean,
maybe-
I don't see how that bond is even still applicable to you two, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we're working together now.
Yeah, so I think probably come up with a new bond, and
Mhm.
we just won't worry about it tonight, no rush or anything. We'll see if we can come up with something. If you're open to ideas, maybe somebody else can think of something to send your way too. Anything else for bonds that anyone else wants to bring up that they think was good?
I still feel pretty good about my bonds, even if they didn't come up tonight. I think
Yeah.
they're generally still good.
Yeah. I like
Same.
my one with Ganryu, so.
Cool. Okay, once bonds have been updated, look at your alignment. If you fulfilled your alignment at least once this section, mark XP.
Perform your
Always have
art
a
to aid
plan.
someone! Yay!
Always have a plan. I did that. Right?
I do not have my alignment on the thing you sent me.
Let me find you. I got you.
So when we went in and Gonryo was gonna go help the dog, I was gonna try and stop him, but I'm like, there's no point. He's gonna go help the dog.
You can't stop the dog. man.
Yeah, you're good, Ganryu, I would say. Neutral is your alignment, and the goal is to defeat a worthy opponent. I don't know if you guys noticed because you were rolling really well, but that guy was tough as nails. That guy
dude
was
had more hit points than I
ridiculous.
did.
Like, he, to put it in League of Legends terms, he has a really good late game, and you guys took him down before he got there.
Yeah, suck it, Yasuo. Get fucked.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was definitely a worthy foe. Like, that guy was about, I would say he's about as hard as the monster you fought in the caves with your two little, like, elf dinguses. Like, he's a tough guy. Yeah, so definitely XP for everyone then on their alignment. And then end of session, did we learn something new and important about the world
I'm not
as a group?
I don't think we learned anything new.
Yeah. This is like a rogue dwarf sighting. It doesn't seem to mark anything necessarily that we can tell yet about dwarves as a whole.
Yeah, maybe at
Just
the
a
end of
dude on
next
his own.
session we'll have researched like his stuff and we'll have learned something about him. But this session, like we just know, hey, it's a dwarf. Maybe it might just be a fat, short human.
Yeah, I didn't. Man, I actually had some other notes written for him. I kind of forgot to bring out. In combat, just assume he said a lot of stuff about true power and sounded like a weird, crazy person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing notable about it. Just I liked him. I was like, oh, he's cool. He's kind of a crazy psycho dwarf who.
He's Syndra, the dwarf.
Yeah. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yes?
Yeah. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
No.
Not this time.
Not this
Okay.
time.
So, do I get
I
another
got
Unless
EXP?
you
chip in
mean
a
the
bottle and a metal
dogs.
violin.
Do we get another EXP for killing the dog or the wolf?
Yes, everyone take an EXP for overcoming a notable enemy.
When do we level up?
When you get
That's actually
You
a
have
end of
downtime.
session ability.
subtract your current level plus 7 from your XP, increase your level by 1, and choose a new move. So your XP has to be equal to or greater than your current level plus 7. You need 9 XP to level up.
Oh, so I leveled up to 3 and now I have 1 XP beyond that. Right?
What?
I was going to even things out, to be honest. I don't know what you guys had been marking from the previous session. I kind of jumped you ahead to 2 as like a courtesy in the first session.
Uh-huh.
I'd say that everyone should start at level 2, 0 XP. I think that's
Oh.
fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I only have
Because-
3 EXP.
Yeah.
Oh, how many have we gained so far this session then?
From the end of session stuff, you guys both got 1, and I think Ganryu got, or no, everyone got 1 for their alignment too, didn't they?
Yep, alignment.
Everyone got 2.
Everyone.
I got 3 for my failed roll too.
Yep. And then Alan remembers having a failed roll.
I
do not though.
I
so.
don't
I
remember.
remember
failing.
having one, but I don't remember.
You
I couldn't
guys
say which one.
rolled way too well. Yeah,
It
there's
was
not much room for
unfortunate.
leveling. Yep.
Oh well.
Um,
Ah, damn! All this success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, damn. Killed people, felt cool.
Yep.
Shit.
Saved a
Wow.
dog.
So sad.
All right. Good.
Good session. Yeah, I'll like I said, I've actually already got a jump start on other stuff, so we can definitely go again. At any point if people want to.
Set up the time for next week then.
Do you want to go next week?
Let
Yeah,
me
let's do
check
it.
my calendar.
I mean, we can do weekdays whenever we're not raiding because at this point we're not raiding a whole lot since we're waiting for next set of
Yeah.
coil or whatever it's called, not coil.
Yeah.
We'll follow up on that as a group too, but we can probably set something this week and not feel too bad about it. Like, we're always fine finding a day or two wherever.
Yeah. Like normally we don't go on Wednesdays, so if we wanted to do Wednesday, we could make it work.
Oh yeah, I was meaning to ask you guys. How has the new 14 patch been?
It's like
I know you said it was mostly a stepping stone to stuff you had already done.
Yeah, that's the thing with this number patch. It's like the odd number. So yeah, they added 24-man content. It's based on Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12 stuff. So it's cool for that. Like all the bosses have Final Fantasy Tactics music. A couple of them are bosses from 12. It's not a bad raid. I like it. It's cool boss mechanics. And then the other thing they added was super hard content for hardcores, which is really hard.
Yeah, I mean, if it took hardcore people,
It been cleared now.
yeah, it is
It's
cleared
Great
now.
now.
8
10
days,
10
10 days,
10 days,
Yeah.
yeah.
10 days, and how often did they raid? Like a job?
16 hours.
Yeah.
16 hours a day for 10 days straight.
Ugh.
And it's not like a gearing up raid. It's not like they could clear one boss the first week and get more gear. This is people approaching it with the most gear you can possibly have at this point in the game, and there's no way to get more gear right now. So anyone who beats it before the next patch is beating it with their current eye level.
But at the same time, like once people release guides that tell you just fucking how to do the fight
Mhm.
becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's I don't know, it's the even number patches that I got more excited about. It's like the standard rating content, but this is way out of the normal for what they usually release with the super content.
Okay. The new WoW expansion, if you guys haven't looked at it, sounds amazing.
for the
Except
part
that
where
they're
it's important.
keeping Titan Forging,
Yeah.
Titan Forging and War Forging.
Yeah, but they're making them a fixed 5 and 10 respectively.
Okay, see, if that is actually true and they're fixing it to how high it is, then it won't be bad. Like I won't feel bad about playing the game.
Oh man, it's PvP now, huh?
What's
Huh?
PvP now?
That's the expansion, Battle for Azeroth.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but they're actually getting rid of PvP servers as a thing.
Really?
What?
In what way?
What?
Fuck
PvP
this game, dude!
PvP is opt-in now.
Well, you just walk around flagged all the time.
Yeah, if you just flag yourself, hey, you're PvPing.
Yeah, and then someone waits to see that you're flagged, and then they flag and beat the shit out of you before you notice.
People flag at the same time to gank you.
Yeah.
Level 120.
Yep, I don't really feel bad for that because that's literally what flagging yourself means, is that you're willing to accept that risk. You can just not flag yourself and not have to accept that risk.
Yeah.
God.
I just always liked when my brother would play with me on my server and he's like, it's not PvP, that's dumb, and he flagged himself.
Yeah. I liked following you around when you were leveling in Hellfire Peninsula and ganking the guy who was ganking you,
That was funny.
and then relentlessly ganking him as he tried to run away.
The
So-
really cool thing they've announced is that level scaling tech is getting rolled into old content. So like Westfall, for example, is now level 1 to 40.
I don't know
Searing
what's
Gorge
wrong.
is level 40 to 60.
Wow.
I don't know what that means, so.
That's
So
a lot
just
of
like
leveling for one
level-
zone.
Well, no. Like it means that if you go to that zone,
Oh.
just like the Legion zones work, where you can go at